and a great staff, great management. So if you are looking for a place to watch tonight's Packer game,
Packer Commanders,
and
two young guys going at it.
Starts at 5:15, and you'll see Micah Parsons in his second game as a Green Bay Packer, and it is in Lambeau. It is on Prime, Amazon Prime. So if you don't have that at home, you're going to have to come to a Twin Peaks and watch it, because that's the only place you're going to have that opportunity.
So you're saying they got a chance. 3.5 back, 15 games to go, 9 games in the division. You got the Giants, you got the Dodgers, you got the Padres. Oh, by the way, you got the Phillies too. But this weekend, weekend series, you got the Twins, and they're not playing very good baseball whatsoever.
Yesterday, Rock, he had officially closed the door. Obviously, it's back open.
He did last week.
Yeah, and then he did it again yesterday.
He's waffling.
Yeah. No, I'll just if they make the wild card, I will get barbecue sauce and eat the crow. I will, no problem. I'd love nothing more than the Diamondbacks to prove all of us wrong that pretty much counted them out about 2 weeks ago when they were 7.5, 8 games back in the wild card. But you know what? Hey, what they're doing with this team, Perdomo, as you just heard, he's hot. Ketel Marte, whether he plays tomorrow or not, we'll have to see with that foul ball off the foot. God, that had to hurt.
Yep.
And then, their rotation looks like it's set at least for the next 2 weeks. I'd love to see them just go with the 4-man rotation versus, if they go with the 4-man, look, it's do or die versus a 5-man rotation. This is a team that's right now desperate measure. Go with your top 4 and then just kind of work it from there, because I think that's going to be the key for this Diamondback team, moving this thing forward.
All right, today and every Thursday, it's Forks, Cats, and Jacks in the 1 o'clock hour of our show. We break down all the Arizona college football teams, the Sun Devils, the Wildcats, and the Lumberjacks. We have special guests over the next hour coming up. We'll lead us off with NAU and Brad Wright, their head coach. We'll catch up with assistant head coach for Arizona State, Charlie Ragle. And then this week's Arizona Wildcat guest will be the great Brandon Sanders. So you lock us in every Thursday from 1:15 to 2 for Forks, Cats, and Jacks right here on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD-2. So looking forward to catching up with Coach, talk to him about Ty Penningham and what happened last week as they had a huge lead. They were rolling on their home opener, and they let Utah Tech come back in that second, but they did hold off, and they went on to win. But we'll get into that with him. Of course, we got to talk to Charlie in regards to Mississippi State, and now they turn their attention to Texas State. And we got to get into this Wildcat team, the real Wildcat team of Arizona, because they are quietly making some noise, and I'll make a case where their quarterback should get paid more than Sam Levitt.
Fafita,
coming up at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
We also have 4 pairs of tickets today for Saturday's Texas Tech Arizona State game. Great seats, and we'll have those for you after Charlie Ragle at 1:30. So if you want to take your son or daughter or significant other to a game this weekend, we have great seats for you, and that's coming up in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, U of A and K-State tomorrow night, Friday night game. My Wildcats out of Manhattan, Kansas, are desperate to win a game.
They're bad.
They could easily
get shut out. I mean, they're such a bad football team.
Well, they're basically treading water right now.
They lost to Army.
Yeah, I know.
At home.
And what was the game before that went to the wire?
Well, North Dakota.
Yeah.
We came back and won that one.
Came back and win
at home.
The very the first game.
You got to write bigger checks, Manuch.
Hey, that $100.
They got to get that NIL money going.
I would hope. They just look very listless right now. I don't understand. They did lose a lot of defensive guys last year. Avery Johnson, who we call Sunshine, the quarterback with the long hair, he's not playing up to par.
Who calls him Sunshine? I've heard nobody say that.
Yeah, we call him this. The K-State alumni.
Oh, the alumni.
Yeah, the alumni. Yeah. Our boy Sunshine.
Like you and I care.
Yeah, and this alumni ain't spending any money.
No, they're not.
No, they are. Trust me.
No, they're obviously not.
I get
the team sucks.
Well, they paid for the wrong guys.
I see the Golden Cat Club, which comes out. I
can make the Golden because there ain't no money in that bank.
I just think that some of the guys, they didn't hit the portal hard enough, and some of the players, they lost several key players as well too. I'll take for example Trey Spivey Jr. left K-State. He's now at U of A. They really like Trey. They look forward to him being one of their big pieces of a receiver for K-State. But this will be a great litmus test for this U of A team. Talk about Noah Fafita, 5 touchdown passes last week. Can they face a team in the Big 12 with this new way of offense and defense? Now, the Cats beat them last year in Manhattan. So I think that's going to be another true litmus test to see if this U of A team is legit. A lot of times, are you a contender, pretender? I don't think my Cats are that good. So I hope my Cats win, but it's going to be a tough road there down in Tucson.
There are at least 6 teams in the Big 12 that could win the Big 12. That's what parity has done in college football. Right now, the top team is Iowa State. They're 3-0. But you can look at Baylor, who just last week went to SMU, who were ranked 17th in the country. They won at SMU in overtime. Oh, by the way, who is the next opponent for ASU after they play Texas State this weekend? It is Baylor at Baylor.
And then they got Utah coming up here real soon. So the schedule for ASU does not get any easier. And this Texas State will be a formidable opponent. They had to come back on Texas State last year in the second half to beat them. Matter of fact, Sam Levitt really did a good job of leading the charge. And speaking of Sam Levitt, they have got to get this young man back on track. They've got to get him confidence. They've got to just get him to settle down. Just play the game. Utilize the balance. Use the running game. Don't rely so much on Sam as of now. So I think that's one of the priorities is get him involved early on and settle him down.
Manuch, being the quarterback guru, how can a guy who played so well down the stretch last year be so uncomfortable the first couple games this year?
I don't understand that at all. I mean, you think you'd be really comfortable, you'd be confident coming into this year. I think there's a couple things going on here. I think some of the Heisman hype is in the back of his head. I really do. I think he needs to ignore that. Just take it one play at a time. I think he's trying to do too much. Remember last year, toward the end of the year, when he would move or scramble, he'd look to throw it first versus just take off. So I don't know if that's a receiver thing or be on the same page with the receivers. When we catch up with Charlie Ragle here, the assistant head coach for the Devils at 1:30, I want to ask him about that. Are they both the receivers on the same page with Sam Levitt in reference to what they're doing on the passing game? They can run the ball. They're just having trouble passing it.
All right, we got a big story nationally, and it involves Arizona State, as the NCAA is investigating 13 former college basketball players from 6 different schools for alleged sports betting violations. Arizona State is one of those schools, along with Eastern Michigan Temple, New Orleans, North Carolina A&T, and Mississippi Valley State. Now, these allegations include betting on and against their own teams, sharing information with third parties for the purpose of sports betting, manipulating scoring and game outcomes, that's point shaving, and refusing to participate in the enforcement staff's investigation that went on. None of the 13 players are currently enrolled in those schools where these violations occur, so there's not a lot they can do. But when you look at Arizona State, they're the only major Power 5 school that's involved in this recent set of cases. Now, Arizona State had a statement that said, Arizona State is aware of the NCAA investigations and the outcome related to the former student athlete who is no longer enrolled at ASU. And they said that they fully cooperate and were not implicated in any way. Now, CBS is reporting that the names are B.J. Freeman. He's a former ASU player, alleged that he engaged in some of this gambling activity. He was a shooting guard, averaged around 14 points a game, 4 boards and a few assists and 22 starts. He was dismissed, if you remember, from the team back in February. We didn't know why. Right. We just knew it was conduct detrimental to the program. So ASU's been here before. This isn't new territory for them. The notorious point-shaving scandal back in the 90s to mid-90s, if you remember Steve Headache Smith and Isaac Burton, there was a lot that went on there. And then we know some other things have happened over the course of the last 15, 20, 30 years. So this is something we're going to dive into a little bit more later. I just want to set that out there, and then we can talk about it when we have some time because we got to get into our Forks, Cats, and Jacks, because coming up next, we're going to check in with NAU head football coach Brian Wright after their last week's home win against Utah Tech. And the Lumberjacks are now gearing up for Southern Utah. That's all coming up. We're just getting started here at Twin Peaks Camelback. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN Radio Phoenix.
Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Biggs America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4, right in P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue in Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000 Mondays. Biggs Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rowe is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rowe is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rowe is the way to go.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
There's never been a better time to experience Sun Devil football.
Pressure coming. Levitt throwing for the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Jordan Tyson. The Levitt to Tyson connection clicks again.
Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action, tradition, and unmatched atmosphere at Mountain America Stadium this season. Get your Sun Devil football tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
It's time to make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for another Dos Equis Sun Devils watch party. ASU on the road at Baylor, Saturday, September 20th at Backyard Desert Ridge. This is your ultimate tailgate, elevated bar favorites, and the game on massive LED walls. At halftime, 25 fans get a shot to roll for dough for $10,000. See you there, Sun Devil fans, all season long at Backyard Desert Ridge and Backyard Gilbert.
It's back. Sign up now for the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B annual Pro Football Pick'em contest, powered by all 5 Twin Peaks locations. Pick the winners each week, score great prizes all season long, and earn bragging rights until next year. And don't forget, the guys are live every Thursday from 1 to 4 to kick off your football weekend at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks lodges. It's free to play and easy to join. Just head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com, powered by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views, and your home for pro football.
Bad driving habits are hard to break, but good driving habits are easy to form, especially when they can lead to a discount on your auto insurance. With Farm Bureau Financial Services, the safer you drive, the more you save. Drivers like you are saving an average of $321 per vehicle. So buckle up, learn more, and find an agent at fbfs.com/save. Individual savings results may vary. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
69 seconds to go. Pennington tiptoeing backwards. Open. Kansas over the shoulder. Caught. Touchdown. Lumberjacks. Oh, my.
That's a beautifully thrown football to the outside.
All right. Lumberjacks, they came out strong in the first half over Utah Tech, and then Utah Tech came back and made it a game, but Ty Pennington continues to impress. 229 yards passing, a rushing touchdown. He spread the ball around, and Coach Brad Wright joins us now from the Lumberjacks. Coach, as always, thanks for the time, and let's start with Ty Pennington and what stood out the most about how his poise was on Saturday.
Yeah, thanks for having me back on, guys. He just showed great command, once again, whether it was under pressure, whether, he had to get into the third or fourth read in his progression, and whether or not he had to, take the ball and run, on a couple of plays that, just weren't there. And so he, once again, just does a great job of managing the offense and making the routine plays that end up usually turning into big plays at times.
Coach, watching him, he hits the layups. We take that for granted, but he keeps the chains moving. Your third down conversions have been excellent. But is it with the second year of your offense that he's comfortable with it? He understands it. You talked about his, running the football. when you look at him as far as 47 yards rushing and 1 touchdown, it's not just taking off. I guess when I watch him, it's understanding when to make a play and when to throw it or throw it away.
Yeah, he's a great decision maker. Again, like I said, just whether that's going through the progression or knowing when to tuck the ball and run when really nothing is there downfield. He's just, he's always been calm and cool back there, sitting back in that pocket. And even this year, even seems more comfortable in there.
Coach, I'm sure you give him the leeway to check off and do a lot of things, but is he at the point now where he can come to you and make some suggestions of what he sees, or do you guys have that communication of what do you see, what don't you see, what are you comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with?
Yeah, he has that leeway, certainly. He puts so much time into this, so much work. We have so much dialogue throughout the week within the game plan. So I have a feel early on in the week, what he really likes, what he's still not sure about. And so we tend to stick to those things in the game. We want him to have a great comfort level in the game. And he likes to check out of some of my plays. So he wants me to call him earlier so he has more time to get out of them.
That's a great line.
I love it.
Yeah. All right, Coach. Just you and me talking right now, okay? My journalistic integrity has kicked in. You dominated the first half. Second half, defense went to hell in a handbasket. So I know how important it is and how difficult it is to win a game. And your team did get the W. Can you explain what happened in the second half? And if so, what did you say to your team then after the game?
Well, we've come a long way as a program here in just, under 2 years, because when we got in the locker room after the game, you could tell I didn't have to say much. Our team knew that we did not finish that ball game to our standard. Give Utah Tech a lot of credit. They played much harder than we did in the second half. We weren't ready to go finish the game. We were satisfied with the score of where it was at halftime, and certainly Utah Tech wasn't. They outplayed us. They executed better. They coached better. We just did not execute at a very high level at all. I thought we got comfortable. We stopped making some of the routine plays. We stopped just doing our job and hitting the layups, like you said earlier. They hit some big plays on us defensively. We were trying to establish our normal run game there in the second half, and still that wasn't going how we would like it to go. So, yeah, we were pretty frustrated at the end of that with just not playing to our standard. Happy with the win, certainly. As you mentioned, they are hard to come by, and certainly that is the stat that matters most. But we've put a lot of work in this week to correct some things.
All right, so we always appreciate your candor on the show, so thank you for that. Is that a lesson then you believe now was well learned in preparation for Southern Utah?
Well, I certainly hope so. It's going to have to be. We'll have to play better to find success on the road this weekend versus Southern Utah.
And then you look at that, Coach, you talked about your running game. 162 yards total. Seth Cromwell really starting to get a feel. 4.5 yards per carry. What has been his confidence builder per se? Has it just been knowing the offensive line, being patient? Is there anything you've done with him in particular or the running backs to have the success on the ground game, at least via the first half?
Well, it starts with him and that room. That room of guys just put in the work in this offseason. They put in the work in the preseason. They compete like crazy every single day just amongst themselves. And then we've done a better job really putting concepts into buckets where, we might have a new wrinkle to a play or something, but it falls in, just the core run scheme, like outside zone. We might have a couple different ways to run outside zone, but but to those guys, it's the same. And so we've become much more consistent to who we want to be in the run game, and I think that's provided a comfort level for those guys.
And they're obviously, they seem very comfortable with their rotation. You know, if he needs a blow periodically, Cromwell needs a blow, you've got a couple, 2-3 other guys that are very viable. Has that been, as you mentioned, that running back room, somewhat of a mantra to them to be more cohesive this year, to understand that when your number's up or your time is up to go in there and produce?
You know, I think so. It's always tough for those guys and anybody on offense. There's only one football that can go around, and they all want it. You know, we've got 3 or 4 guys that definitely want it as much as they can get it in the running back room. And same goes at wide receiver. We probably have 6 or 7 all that deserve it, and tight end as well. So they're unselfish. They're team guys. And they know when their opportunity comes, they need to go in there and produce, because that room is so competitive.
Coach, now the rivalry, the Grand Canyon rivalry trophy, people talking about that. I think that's kind of cool that there is that rivalry. And you guys haven't played since 2021. But talk about Southern Utah. I see that they are top 25 in both rushing and in passing. What's the biggest challenge when you're preparing for a team like that that's good on both sides of the ball?
Well, they're really good on both sides of the ball. They're really balanced on offense. They have the ability to run it and throw it, and it starts with their quarterback because of what he can do. I think it allows them to be balanced, and then they have an outstanding running back as well. And they've always taken great pride, as I've known them here just of late, just to be a really physical, tough, gritty football team. And they're coming off a tough loss, and so I know we're going to get the best version of them on Saturday.
And Coach, when you talk about the Southern Utahs of the world, or let's just say the Big Sky overall, it seems as though the portal is working out well too. You're seeing is for you guys as well. The size and speed of the athletes seems to me has really picked up. It's no longer the NCAA 2 type kid that's going to a lot of these schools. I look at Southern Utah. This is a big, fast team that you're going to be facing.
Yeah, it really is. You know, I think that, many of the programs that are having success, they are obviously winning on the recruiting trail, and it's a tough trail out there. But the staffs that can find a way, to recruit the right guys out of the portal, which is also difficult because there's a lot out there that may not fit your program. Sure. But the key to it is finding the right guys, and I think they have, and we have, and the teams that are going to find themselves battling for that, that trophy in the end, and the FCS, they're going to definitely be programs that won a lot in the recruiting battle in that portal.
Coach, do you think you and your staff now have finally adjusted to the way things work in the portal? Are you guys now comfortable with what you have to do?
No.
Okay.
There's no comfort level dealing with this right now. It's ever changing. It's new. But that's a good question, because we have, within our recruiting department, within our staff, we have come up with a model that we feel is working for us and will continue to work for us. So the answer to your question is yes and no. We have a system in place, but man, hopefully that system will continue to work in the ever-changing world of this portal.
Coach, good luck on Saturday. We look forward to talking to you next week with a W.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for having us again. Go Jacks.
That's head coach Brian Wright, NAU Lumberjacks. You can follow him on X, Twitter, Coach B Wright 4. Coach B Wright 4. As they got a tough one with Southern Utah this weekend. But I didn't know about this Grand Canyon.
I didn't either.
Trophy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, little rivalry renewed type of thing. I mean,
why not? If it's a reason to get your guys all pumped up,
I like it.
Let's do it. All right, Sun Devils. They battled in Starkville, but came up short. Now it's on to Texas State. We'll hear from Charlie Ragle, next, as we're live from Twin Peaks Camelback. We will catch up with him right after Laz gives us his first Twin Peaks ESPN 620 update.
It's time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Twin Peaks, ESPN 620 update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Arizona Diamondbacks knocked off the San Francisco Giants yesterday afternoon to avoid the sweep in San Francisco. The D-backs have the day off today as they continue their road trip and head to Minnesota for the start of a 3-game set against the Twins this weekend. Over in the NFL, the Arizona Cardinals are gearing up for their home opener Sunday afternoon at State Farm Stadium as they get set for their Week 2 matchup with the Carolina Panthers. Sign up now for our 2025 Pro Football Fan Pick'em, powered by Twin Peaks and their 5 Valley Lodges. Make your weekly picks, beat Roc, Manuch, and Jimmy B, and you could score prizes all season long. Bragging rights are on the line, so get in the game. Twin Peaks, the ultimate home for football. ASU assistant head coach Charlie Ragle joins the guys next.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll, topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers bring more air for less money. Rust-free, USA built, backed by over 40 years of cooling expertise. Available now at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Tractor Supply, and Northern Tool. For more information, go to staycool-products.com. Stay Cool Products. Form, function, value. Get yours today and beat the heat.
Tired of the same old weekend routine? Then head to Putting World. Experience an elevated 18-hole golf adventure, followed by delicious eats, handcrafted cocktails, and live music at our chef-driven restaurant, Bar 19. Enjoy daily specials and happy hour deals that are sure to keep your wallet happy. Birdies, bites, and brews await. Check out this week's live music schedule at puttingworld.com or just swing on by Putting World, located in the Scottsdale Promenade. Eat it, drink it, sink it. Putting World.
Remember when things were built to last? Well, at Arizona Patio Furniture, we've been handcrafting premium outdoor furniture and custom cushions for over 15 years, right here in Phoenix, using 100% American-made materials. We build it, we sell it, we guarantee it with our exclusive 5-year plus worry-free warranty. Visit any one of our 3 Valley showrooms or go to ArizonaPatioFurniture.com. Mention this ad for free delivery and setup in Maricopa County. Arizona Patio Furniture. Some things are still made like they used to be.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer-paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Let's talk Sun Devil football. Coach Charlie Ragle now on ESPN 620 with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, courtesy of the Crest Insurance Group. Combine your home and auto for big savings today. Head to crestins.com. Now let's talk Arizona State football with Coach Charlie Ragle.
A pistol look, Udo lined up behind Levitt. Udo gets the handoff. Kanye Udo drives forward, and he is in there. Touchdown Devils. Kanye Udo, the Army West Point transfer, with his first Arizona State touchdown and the first touchdown of the night for the Sun Devils on a 6-yard run right up the middle.
All right, we know Mississippi State, they jumped out to a 17-0 lead, but Devils, they fought back. Did have the ball game in hand late. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but we got to ask Coach. Coach, the team fought back. You take the lead there in the fourth. What did you guys learn about your team? Because they were resilient, weren't they? I mean, they could have easily folded.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, good afternoon. Always a pleasure. I see we got a little smorgasbord here. With I'm kind of like the meat between the buns here in NAU and you those guys down south bringing up the rear, but that's a whole different story. Again, good afternoon. You know what? As I told Coach Dillingham as we walked off the sideline, yeah, that's exactly right. We didn't play our best football game. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to watch that game and recognize that. But the resiliency and that's that is a reflection of who he is, the program that he's running, and the culture that we have. These kids are going to fight. They're never going to throw in the towel. And there's no moral victories. At the end of the day, like we beat NAU, no one cares 9 weeks from now that wasn't the prettiest games. It goes in the win column. Conversely, nobody cares that, we came all the way back from 17 down to take the lead with, a couple of minutes left, only to lose the game. We didn't win the game. That's the bottom line. But these guys fought, and that's something we can build on.
Charlie, the one thing that sticks out when you look back at the tape and you do the pluses and the minuses that you guys do is the penalties. Another 8 penalties. I know Ben Coleman, the new center, were there some issues with the cowbells in the sound? Was it 2 or 3 procedure calls, and was it just the cadence, the count? What was made the main cause of some of those procedures?
Yeah, I mean, again, Dan, you know this. I mean, it was loud. I mean, the cowbells are ringing. That's one of the greatest environments, and I've coached in a lot of cool places. That's one of the greatest environments in college football. You got to give them their due, but we practiced for it. You can never emulate 60,000+ people ringing cowbells. But I thought we did a pretty good job of handling it. Yeah, there's some penalties that were part of it, but that's part of going in there, and that's part of a new center. Again, some new players. We've got a lot of players back, but still, it's first time playing in an environment like that. There's certainly something to that. And you're on the road in the SEC, down 17 and come back, and with 2 minutes left, we've got the game. We're winning the game. We had a chance to win, and we certainly. I'm never going to say should have won, but we certainly could have won that game.
And then looking at the third down conversions, 3 for 14, was that a matter of Sam? Was that a matter of the plays? What do you think? Or is that just, hey, sometimes you got to tip your hand to Mississippi State just making the plays on third down conversions?
Well, they're better than they were a year ago. So first, let's acknowledge that. They'll win some games. They'll win more games definitely than they won a year ago. I'm going to say that. Okay. Sam came out and said, was not. And I mean, again, it wasn't one of his best games. All right. There's no shame in saying that. It happens to all of us. I think it was a combination of all of the above, but at the end of the day, we found a way to get back in the game, running the football, making some plays. We're still finding, the development of our receivers besides JT, elevating our game there. But we found a way to get back in the game and not only get back in it, take the lead. And again, just couldn't close it out.
All right, Charlie, here we go.
Jimmy, you're still on payroll?
Yeah, just barely.
I'm working on it, Charlie. I'm working on it.
Barely, Charlie. Hey, I can identify with not having good games because I rarely have a good show on this show. So my question to you is this. With the 2 games that we have seen so far, is Sam Leavitt got the happy feet? He just seems uncomfortable, at least in the first 2 games that we have seen. Am I all wet on that? And if I am, tell me so.
Charlie, do I need to get him in the lab on the days off? Or what do we need to do, man?
First of all, Jimmy, if you're all wet, I would definitely tell you. However, listen, I'm gonna go on record here today and tell you I believe Sam Leavitt will have his best game of the season thus far on Saturday night. I truly believe that. I'm excited for Sam to get back out there. I think our whole program, our whole team believes in Sam. I don't even think that's an inkling of a doubt that Sam is going to play his very best game on Saturday night. We've got to do some things around Sam to help him. You know what I mean? This is, they put 11 guys on the field for a reason, Jimmy, and everybody has to do their job. And, You know, sometimes you get into the world of diminishing returns, which my specialists know all too well. Hey, that guy's not doing his job, so let me go and help him do his job. Yet I don't do as good a job as I should on my very own job. So everybody has to focus, look themselves in the mirror, and be accountable. And when we do that, Saturday night's going to be a whole lot of fun in Tempe.
Charlie Ragle joining us. Thanks to Crest Insurance here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. All right, Coach, as you turn the page to Texas State, they're 2-0. They're averaging nearly 48 points a game. What jumps out? Maybe it's the rushing because they're pretty good there too. What jumps out to you about this Bobcat team?
They're a good team. They just do a good job. I mean, they've had explosive offenses year in and year out. The offensive coordinator, Mac Lepwich, is his dad I coached with back in the day at the team down south, and a good friend of mine, a young, bright mind, and obviously their head coach, offensive guy. Like, they're explosive. They've got some guys that can take the top off. They do some good things. They just year in and year out, they find a way the last couple of years to put good teams on the field, and they've made plays. And at the end of the day, we are not taking them one bit, lightly. We know they're a good team, but again, and I've said this, and I'll sound like a broken record, this has nothing to do with them. This has to do 100% with us. And I think everybody understands that looking at that Mississippi State game. If ASU would have done the things that we were supposed to do or capable of doing, let me say that, capable of doing, we'd be 2-0 right now. But we're not. We're 1-1, and there's no crime in that. I know there's a lot of people that think there is, but that's not the reality. The focus now is about us being our very best on Saturday night, and we'll be just fine.
Coaches, and it seems, though, does this team realize they can go toe-to-toe, as you mentioned, with anybody as far as physicality and size? Because I really felt, especially in the second half, your guys just went SEC team on the road, matched the physicality, matched the speed. So that's got to be a big confidence booster to say, look, a lot of this is on us with the mistakes you guys have made, that you can hang with whomever.
Absolutely. And we know that. And that's probably the most frustrating piece about it, right? Like, it, and like, oh, I should have done that, and I didn't. Like how many things do we do in life where we're like, God dang, I should have done that, and I didn't do it. God, I'm mad, more mad about what I didn't do. And that's why the focus is on us. Let's be honest now. Like, we're down there on the goal line. We should have punched that thing in for a touchdown. That makes things a whole different story. I mean, there's a lot of what ifs, a lot of different scenarios, and throughout the course of the game that we could have helped ourselves out, and we just didn't do it.
All right, Coach, go get them this week. All right, we wanted to have a victory Thursday next week. All right, let's get that done.
Hey boys, leave a little less water on Jimmy. And hey, the big game is this Saturday morning when I sneak out and see my son, the Big Cheese, play a little tackle football. Hey, appreciate you guys. Go Devils!
That's Charlie Ragle joining us here.
He's great.
Arizona State assistant head coach. Thanks to Crest Insurance Group for sponsoring the Charlie Ragle Sun Devil Report. Crest Insurance Group offers personal, business, and specialty insurance solutions for clients across all markets. You can check them out at crestins.com. That's crestins.com. All right. Thanks to Crest, we have 4 pairs of great seats for Saturday night's game to see Arizona State. We'll take the first 4 callers at 602-230-0620. 230-0620. We'll take first 4 callers, and Connor will get you all set up, and we'll get those tickets to you, and you'll head over to Sun Devil Stadium and enjoy, hopefully, getting this team back in the win column at Mountain America Stadium. All right, Arizona is 2-0 after a lightning-delayed blowout. Now it's Kansas State tomorrow night. We're going to catch up with Brandon Sanders, the Arizona coordinator of football alumni and high school relations, fresh off of that win, and get his thoughts as they look ahead to tomorrow night in Tucson. That's coming up. We're at Twin Peaks, Camelback. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
At Crest Insurance, we believe great insurance starts with great relationships. For years, we've been protecting businesses, families, and futures with the care and expertise you deserve. Our team knows what it takes to provide personalized solutions for your needs. We're here to make insurance simple, reliable, and stress-free. Visit crestins.com to see how we can protect what matters most to you.
Looking for a place where everyone is welcome? Come to Azul Bar and Grill in Phoenix. Not your typical sports bar, Azul is the ultimate hangout spot for friends and families alike. Enjoy live music, catch your favorite games, play some fun games, and savor delicious food in a vibrant atmosphere. Visit us at 3134 West Carefree Highway in the Tremonto Plaza. Don't miss out on our daily events and specials at azulgrill.com. Azul Bar and Grill, a great time, but a better time with you.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rose is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rose is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rose is the way to go.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Lerner and Rose is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Leaders don't wait, they innovate. The next big leap is here. Real Time's Real Intelligence, RI. It's smarter, faster, and cleaner than any AI on the planet. It makes jaw-dropping images, 4K videos, Grammy-eligible music, research, code, everything in one place. Don't get left behind. The future is already here. Try RI now for free at tryrinow.com. That's tryrinow.com from publicly traded Real-Time Media. RLTR. Try RI now.
Who wants to hit LA? Sign up for the Twin Peaks Gridiron Getaway, powered by Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Grand prize, 2 tickets to see the Cards at the Rams January 4th at SoFi Stadium, hotel at the Westin LA, and a $500 Visa card. Runner-up scores a $500 big game tailgate at Twin Peaks for you and 9 friends. Scan to score at Twin Peaks or text Peaks to 59925 to enter. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views, and football dreams.
Craving sushi with a twist? Welcome to Rock Lobster, Chandler's vibrant and trendy sushi destination, where energy meets elegance. From bold wok-fired dishes to creative handcrafted rolls and cocktails, every bite brings the flavor. Every visit brings the vibe. Join us for lunch, dinner, or happy hour Monday through Friday, or even a date night. Find us at Price and Queen Creek in Ocotillo. That's Rock Lobster, where sushi gets social.
He's not just dangerous outside the pocket. He can beat you inside it. And Fafita has time here to the end zone for a touchdown. A 31-yard strike to Nunu Watley.
All right, Arizona rolled past Weber State 48-3 in a game delayed over 2 hours because of lightning, and Noah Fafita was outstanding. 17-22, 353 yards, 5 TDs, which ties a career high. And joining us now to talk Wildcat football as they get going tomorrow night in Tucson is Brandon Sanders, Arizona coordinator of football, alumni, and high school relations, of course, part of that impressive Arizona Wildcat team back in the 90s. All right there, Coach. What was the biggest difference this week with Fafita as to what you saw against Hawaii? Because he seemed like he really was on the last week.
Oh, sorry, man. I think you know, his attention to detail and slowing down his process of reads. You know, he took his, I'm not gonna say he took his time, but he was if you look at it, he was more definite in where he wanted to go with the ball and get the ball out of his hands. So, you know, again, remember I told you the week before we had a lot of new faces in there, and you know, just having a couple guys and getting a little bit more familiar definitely helped him.
And I think, Brandon, to that point, as a quarterback, you know, familiarity with each other. But I mean, Watley had a phenomenal game. Wysong. I mean, you go throughout your receiving core, even your running back. That looked like a Noah Fafita from 2 years ago when you guys were lighting up with that offense. Was a lot of it also part of the second year with Brent Brennan's offense being comfortable with that as well too?
I can't say that because you know, his new offensive coordinator. So I think it's more familiar with Coach Daggy and what Coach Daggy wants. You know, our offense coordinator, Coach Daggy, is you know, he was a quarterback at Texas Tech, and it's easier, I believe, for him to speak the quarterback language when going through the things that maybe Noah didn't do right the week before. And in doing so, and then if you know Noah, he's an extremely hard worker and perfectionist, right? He's in the building. If he doesn't feel like he's done a good job or has his right reads, he's going to be in here until 1 a.m. trying to make sure he's watching film and getting things right. And that's the same way he was as a freshman when he wasn't playing, and even when he was a backup. So I think you're starting to see him kind of get into a groove. He knows the stakes that are coming up this week and the weeks coming up. So, he wanted to make sure he got the rust off and then get more familiar with the guys in the new offense.
As we heard there, how important is that from him to be successful on a consistent basis from the pocket?
I think it's everything, but also, you have to be able to. Yeah, he has to be able to get outside the pocket and do some RPO stuff as well. In this new college football era, I just feel like the days of just, okay, we're going to sit in the pocket. You're limiting yourself, and if you can move the pocket, if you can move around, if you can do some things off schedule, definitely the things on schedule, for sure. But if you can do some things off schedule, that makes offense even more hard to defend.
Brandon, your opponent tomorrow night is struggling. Ironically, it is the battle of the Wildcats. You guys had success the first two games. The K-State Wildcats come in with a bad loss against Army. They are not playing to what their expectations, apparently, by even the Big 12 conference reporters believed. So you would have to think that the juice is really going to be a lot higher for them. How do you ratchet up the AZ Wildcats to match that preparation and juice tomorrow night?
I think you got to look at it as far as on our end is they're going to come in. One, they have a lot of players that played from last year, so they'll have a little bit of motivation, thinking that, this is the same team that they've already beaten. But two, they look at the opponents that we've played and opponents that they've played. I think the opponents that we've played, it's more like a preseason game, right? Preseason games, getting ourselves ready. No disrespect to Hawaii or Weber State, but they played some real ones, Iowa State, and while people may say Army, I'm good enough to know, man, triple option is different than anything. Especially like back in my day, we used to play triple option every time we had to go play Oregon State. And we literally had to dedicate a week in spring ball just to get that right. And for them, they're wounded, but a wounded animal is always the hardest. And they got pride. They'll come in with great special teams, and they'll come in with the Big 12 physicalness, because they're one of the more physical teams in the Big 12. And so we have to match that and also continue to, remember I said last week, continue what our standard is and continue to raise it.
Brandon, and for me, being an ex-K-State or ex-K-State quarterback, I try to watch with a lot of bias. But, we all have our rose-colored glasses on. So what jumps off the page for you in particular? You talked about physicality. Avery Johnson, a very good athlete. But for you, as far as what are some of the things you may have to guard against in particular for this K-State team?
Oh, wow, you're taking me back, man. My guys, I had a guy that I played with, Thomas Randolph, which was a good K-State guy. So they're guys up front. If you see them as far as on the O-line, for sure, they're tight ends. I mean, they're impressive. They get to the second level, and then the running game. I know they're trying to do a couple things differently with Coach Wells as the OC, but expect that their quarterback, expect him to be able to run. He ran all over us last year. Expect him to get to the perimeter along with their downhill runners, with their running backs. And then defensively, they're still working through a couple of things of going from a 30 front to a 40 front, but they are active when they come at the quarterback. I think, and you look at some of the hits that they were given against Army, a couple of those guys are getting up a little weary, but Army just kept focusing, kept pushing through. So we have to be ready, because while we're being physical, I don't know if we want to. This is a good test for us to see how well our physicalness is, along with being able to take those punches as well, right?
I've got a portal question for you. And I know that you actively listen to them already.
Loaded.
Oh, man. I know you guys are active.
You sitting down, Brandon?
You're active in the portal. This is a two-part question, Brandon. One, do you like it that it may change to just one portal of a couple of weeks?
It will change.
Yeah. And then two, and then the second part of that is the players that jump into the portal. How quickly do you make a determination whether to go after that player or not?
Goodness, man, that's wow. In what I've seen over the last 5 years in being this, because it's changed every year or so. I'm excited. I'm happy with the portal in respect of player movement and players having some bit of empowerment. I think there does need to be some regulations behind how many transfers. I think when you look at, I saw somebody, they're in 6 different schools. Well, what is this that we're trying to do as far as college football? And I understand what the courts say, but football, I think they're putting it as it's just part of what a college college student goes through. A college student can go from here to here to here, but I still feel that college football and playing any athletics in college is a privilege, not a right. And in that, you need to have some kind of rules and structure. And then the time that it takes for our recruiting staff, like our general manager, Guy Crowley, and his staff are constantly on looking through the portal, checking to see who's in there, and they have to make very fast evaluations. If we're going to bring them in to official visit, we have to get as much information from as many sources as we can, from high school coaches, then Coach Dan, high school trainers, the schools that they're coming from, people that played against them. We need as much information in basically a 24 to 48 hour period, because we have to make a determination fast, because these young men and women in other sports, they're going to make their decisions super fast, and they have a lot of different options going at them. So it's a unique thing. I can tell you that.
Brandon, last one for those that are heading down to Tucson for a Friday night game there with the Cats. What can they expect? Because I heard it's just, I've not been there for a Friday night game. Just curious, what kind of what's the atmosphere going to be like?
I'm super excited about this atmosphere. So it's been great the last few years that we've had it, but this year this is retro night. We got a drone show. We've never had a drone show here for halftime. Wow, it's educators appreciation. So they'll have educators and support staff here, because they got discount tickets. Like, it's still going to be live, even though it's Friday night. You might not have as many recruits because they're playing, or you might not have as many high school coaches here because they're playing games. But the campus is going to be, what the young kids call it, fire lit. That's going to be lit. The campus is going to be something else. And K-State coming in, I mean, I'm excited just to get around this place, man. It's going to be something awesome. We have the Bear Down Bash. I'll be there talking with people. I think Willie Tuitama is going to be here. Fiesta Bowl Offense MVP Chuck Levy will be here. We got a lot of things going on, man. I'm excited.
Oh, it should be a lot of fun. Well, Brandon, thanks for jumping on with us. Hopefully next week we'll be talking about a W over the other Cats. So thanks so much for the time today, Coach.
Love it. Thank you guys for having me, man. Bear down, go Cats.
That's Brandon Sanders, coordinator, football alumni, and high school relations. Of course, he was part of that Swarm, the Desert Swarm defense many years ago. You can follow him on Twitter, X at Coach B Sanders 18. He is brought to you today by G2G Protein Bars. You can find them in the refrigerator section at Costco or online at G2GBar.com. All right, big money, big quarterbacks, and big numbers. We're going to break down the highest paid quarterbacks in college football currently and how they're performing so far this season. And we're going to talk about Sam Levitt as well, and Noah Fafita as well, as there's some interesting sidelines and nuggets that we'll pass along next. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B. We are out here at Twin Peaks Camelback. We're at a different Twin Peaks every Thursday. And this week it's Camelback. Next week it's Scottsdale. So appreciate you hanging out with us. So more Roc and Manuch continues right after this.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take a boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat. Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
I was opening my pet supply store in 2 days and needed a grand opening banner.
Hold on to your hat. Here come the rush charges.
So I went to Staples. Staples Print Pros were able to print it same day, and I saved big.
Same day, save big? Give that dog a bone.
I'll take it.
For the expert printing your business needs, Staples.
That was easy.
Now at Staples, save up to $125 on custom print orders. Valid in-store and online. It's 9/13. Order by noon for same-day banners. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Constipation with belly pain that keeps coming back and back and back. If your symptoms keep coming back, talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C. Linzess could help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620. It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Phoenix, located at 21st Street in Camelback. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
With time, great pocket. Spiral, run, flag, he caught it! How did he catch it? Touchdown, Penn State. 3rd down and 3. Manning, downfield, wide open, and here's Livingston. Parker Livingston, look at him go, just like that. Took him.
Down as Levitt wants to throw. Pressure coming. Sam tries to get away and does, and runs for a first down and a lot more to the 30, 20. Levitt may go. He's going to take it all the way in for a touchdown. On 3rd and 4, a 52-yard touchdown run by scrambling Sam Levitt.
He's looking that way, lobs it to the end zone, jump ball, easy pitch and catch. Good call, coach.
2nd down and goal. This Elon defense has risen to the occasion. Mensah throws it up, end zone, touchdown.
Samir Higgins admits on his first touchdown pass as a Blue Devil.
All right, let's talk quarterbacks. Not just the ones that are lighting up the scoreboard, but the ones that are cashing the big checks in this NIL era. These guys aren't just playing for championship. They're playing with multi-million-dollar deals attached to their names. So I wanted to pull the top 6 or 7 and find out how they're performing so far. Now, granted, some of these teams are playing some cupcakes, but, for the most part, it's still Division I football. And we'll start with Arch Manning at Texas. He's a $6.8 million guy. And the name alone sells jerseys. On the field, 465 yards, 5 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. Now, the pros, he's delivering some big plays. People are liking what he's seeing. But the cons on him is his efficiency. Still lags, and he's behind the SEC passers, the other SEC passers. So for Manuch, I mean, just on the surface, all the hype. He had a good game last week because they played a cupcake, but I think he was pretty inconsistent the first game against Ohio State.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He's a young man. One thing I've just noticed, and talked to Jimmy about this yesterday, is it seems though he had some arm issues that first game against Ohio State, sidearm. Feet were out of sorts. It seems like he's really settled down. But they have a little bit of wind skate going on there. There's a couple throws against San Jose State that as he's throwing, he's kind of wincing. And I'm like, you never see a quarterback wince when you throw the ball. So I think he's got some soreness in that shoulder, something that's amiss. And I thought in the Ohio State game, but I really felt that he'll settle down. He's throwing the ball well. He's accurate. He's missed a couple throws, but I think he'll be just fine.
All right, this is wild. And Darian Mishaw at Duke. An $8 million deal, the biggest of them all, but he's backing it up. 723 yards, 5 touchdowns in just 2 games. He is proving that Duke isn't just a basketball school. But he was a stud last year at Tulane. I mean, he was an absolute stud. He carried the team to the AAC title game. They were undefeated for a long time. He put up video game numbers last year.
Yeah, he did. Matter of fact, one of my quarterbacks that transferred in is Ty Thompson, went from Oregon to Tulane, and Joe beat him out in the spring. And even Ty said this kid's special.
Yeah.
So last year had a great year, moved on for the money, and he's really proven it. He runs very well, throws a very good ball. He's solid. And to your point, Rock, the numbers you put out there, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes, especially in that ACC. He takes care of the ball. He's very good as far as understanding where to go with the football as well.
Carson Beck at Miami, valued at $4.3 million. He's been nearly flawless, 472 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. He's completing about 78% of his passes. Of course, he engineered that game-winning drive against Notre Dame, which was flawless. And he's really no cons on him right now.
No, he's steady as she goes. I mean, the guy's a big kid, strong arm. You got to commend him for staying at Penn State over the 4 years. He's a kid that probably could have left.
No, we're talking Carson Beck.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Miami.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Alar here.
We'll get to him.
Let me just follow up and ask you this to tie in with what Rock asked you. Sometimes you need a change of scenery, and he got it.
Well, there was a couple of things. I think he was a little bit forced out because he has never missed a beat.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid that came in, they were all high on Gunner.
Yeah.
So he moved on, and it paid off literally for him.
Yeah. So Garrett Nussmeier at LSU. Now, he's about a $4 million guy, and he's been steady, not crazy. He's 469 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick. Does protect the ball. But we'll see once the SEC play gets really, really rolled.
You know, for the LSU fans where that paid off, that last drive against Clemson. They went, okay, this kid's legit. Took us right down the field. Didn't have any interceptions in that first game of the year. Hit some big throws when they had to hit them. That's what they're looking for, is not only efficiency, but are you making the big play in the big game at the right time? And Nussmeier has done that.
All right, Lenoris Sellers, South Carolina. He's a $3.7 million guy. Gamecocks are 2-0, 337 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, clean so far. Again, once they get into some SEC play, then we'll have a better idea on him. Now we get to Manuch's guy, Drew Aller at Penn State, a $3.1 million guy. He's been efficient, 417 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. 70% of his completions have been right on. He's doing everything they've asked him for. He is clearly a guy that's going to be in the Heisman Trophy talk. Now, these 2 games were against Nevada and FIU. Let's see him in Big Ten play.
Yeah, and I will say this. I think where he really proved who he was last year against USC in the second half comeback that they had. They went, wow, this kid is – I mean, they liked him. They knew he was legit. But, again, he's making those throws in the big game. And I watch his poise. And like the Nevada game, because I was watching Chubba Purdy, I think he was like 10 for 10 or 12 for 12.
He didn't miss for a while.
He didn't miss. Extremely accurate. Yeah. He's good with the ball. And as I mentioned earlier, I really commend a quarterback that stays at his school for the 3 or 4 years in a row where he could have easily gone on and made bigger money. But they like him there.
It's just coming from a quarterback coach that all your players transfer 2-3 times.
But they were all –
what are you teaching them?
Well, here's the thing. There's a difference between transferring and being forced to transfer. So all the guys that had
ever being forced.
Yeah, well, I will say this.
You got a scholarship, you sign on the dotted
okay,
line.
I got it. But you get there, you want to compete for the starting job. When you're not allowed no, you can compete. When you're not allowed to compete for the starting job, that's when it's like, okay, coach, and if I'm not part of your plan, I can't even compete to start, then you're being forced to move on.
All right, now let's get to Arizona. Now this is where it gets spicy. Sam Levitt, of course, at Arizona State. He's a $3.1 million guy. Game 1, NAU, solid, 257, 2 touchdowns on the ground and in the air. Of course, we saw what happened against Mississippi State. He struggled badly, just 82 yards, a couple picks. Turnovers are holding him back. Mm-hmm. He needs to have the game that Charlie Ragle just mentioned earlier, that this will be his best game this year against Texas State. You look at Texas State, they're solid when it comes to offense, but their defense gives up a lot of points. So he should put up some really big numbers.
And he had a good second half against Texas State last year.
He did.
So he should have some confidence against this team, against his defense. Look, Sam's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. He'll produce. He just needs to settle down. And as Charlie said, maybe gear down to third gear and just slow things down so you can get yourself back on track.
Now, of all these guys, the guy that needs a raise, if they can give raises midseason or early season, would be Noah Fafita, who is just about $1 million. But right now, he's the steal of the century. Through 2 games, 534 yards, 6 touchdowns, a rushing score. He leads the Big 12 in passer rating. He sits 4th nationally. He's been efficient. He's been explosive. He's top 5 nationally efficiency. He's number 1 when you look at all the quarterbacks that I mentioned. When you look at production, it goes him, Menshaw, Duke, Manning, Texas, Beck, Miami, Aller, Penn State, Nussmeier at number 6 at LSU, Sellers, South Carolina, and unfortunately Sam Levitt, because of what he did last week, he is last in 8.
But they haven't factored in, or they cannot factor in, the competition that he has
well,
played against.
Everybody says that you still have to produce, Jimmy. You still have to. You have to make the read, make the throw, understand what's going on. He is by far the blue light special from Kmart.
That's
in
fair.
this group right here.
Yep.
I mean, a bargain
there is
deal.
no Kmart. You can't use that analogy anymore.
Well, I think there's a couple left, Rock, if I'm not mistaken. Back down. Are they all shut down?
They're done.
Laz, I need you to look up Kmart.
Okay,
Tell us how many Kmart.
Well, then he's the Walmart deal for so far of this group of quarterbacks. I'll go to Walmart.
Or Target.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know what? He's really settled down. I think Coach Deggy, the new offensive coordinator, has done a good job with him being the next quarterback. And it's the second year of being under Brett Brennan. I think that helps a lot. So when you see his numbers, I look at the consistency, where he's throwing the ball. I don't care if he's playing Bangor or Maine Tech.
Okay.
Where are you putting the ball? How efficient are you? Are you accurate? And are you not turning the ball over?
If Fafita is lights out tomorrow, are we going to start talking Heisman?
Oh, I think you'd have to.
You're not yet.
No.
Hawaii, Weber State, you're not.
Yeah. If you have
when you're top 5 nationally, that's pretty good.
If you start having anything close, he may go 2 or 3 touchdown passes. If he takes care of the ball and they beat a K-State and they start beating and having production and winning, key phrase, winning your Big 12 games, because if you're going to win a Heisman Trophy as a quarterback, you got to be a team that's contending for your conference or contending for a playoff besides the big numbers. It's rare you have anybody that's got these ginormous numbers and they finish middle of the pack in their conference.
I'm looking at his passing rating, and you don't even know how to figure it out, Manuch, but
he's up there.
210.
It's amazing.
0.3 passer rating, which is fourth national.
Yes.
I don't even know how you figure that out.
You know what?
Do you guys know?
I don't know.
Does anybody know?
I think efficiency,
computer,
completions, a lot of it is complete. How many times? Touchdown to interception ratio.
There are 9 Kmart stores.
I thought there were still some
Thank you,
Kmart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good
Good stuff, Manuch.
yeah.
Man, that's really big stuff on your
Blue Light Specials still alive and well.
Hey,
Aisle
sign
15.
up to win the Twin Peaks Gridiron Getaway powered by us. We are sending one lucky fan, two, to SoFi in Los Angeles on January 4th for the Cards-Rams game. This will include 2 tickets to the game, hotel stay at the Westin, which is just a couple miles from SoFi. We're going to give you some cash for travel. And all you got to do is scan the code at any Twin Peaks location. You'll see it on the screens with the Twin Peaks television monitors, or the easiest, and you can do this right now, is you just text Peaks. That's Peaks to 59925. That's Peaks to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Text Peaks to 59925. All right, it's that time of the week. Roc's Man Vice, from sunscreen flavored ice cream to the Girl Scouts' newest cookie to even Hulk Hogan's estate. I got the life hacks, the headlines, the weird, and the why not all next. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Turner and Roc is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
It's a fact. Dietary fiber is essential for digestive health. But did you know there's a special type of dietary fiber that also lowers blood sugar and cholesterol levels? You heard me right. There's a special type of dietary fiber, the kind found in glucose-down drink mixes, that keeps blood sugar and cholesterol levels in a healthy, normal range. It's clinically proven, science-based nutrition, and it really works. Look into glucose-down drink mixes today. Go to myglucodown.com. That's myglucodown.com. You'll be glad you did.
It's back. Sign up now for the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B annual Pro Football Pick'em contest, powered by all 5 Twin Peaks locations. Pick the winners each week, score great prizes all season long, and earn bragging rights until next year. And don't forget, the guys are live every Thursday from 1 to 4 to kick off your football weekend at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks lodges. It's free to play and easy to join. Just head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com, powered by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views, and your home for pro football.
Summer is just around the corner. Is your roof ready for the monsoon season? Well, now's the perfect time to call State 48 Roofing for a free roof inspection. Don't wait until you're dealing with a leaky roof in the scorching heat. Protect your home today. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. Keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing, the #1 referred roofer in Arizona. Proudly serving the Arizona residential and commercial markets for over a decade.
Looking for a place where everyone is welcome? Come to Azul Bar and Grill in Phoenix. Not your typical sports bar, Azul is the ultimate hangout spot for friends and families alike. Enjoy live music, catch your favorite games, play some fun games, and savor delicious food in a vibrant atmosphere. Visit us at 3134 West Carefree Highway in the Tremonto Plaza. Don't miss out on our daily events and specials at azulgrill.com. Azul Bar and Grill, a great time, but a better time with you.
Do you roll like Roc when it comes to romance?
What do you say we go out on a date? Have some chicken, maybe some sex,
See what happens? Rock searches the world for tips on dating, divorce, marriage, pop culture, and even... Yes! Yeah, here's Rock's Man Vice.
60% of the time, it works every time.
All right, it's that time. Rock's Man Vice. Some life hacks, some headlines, the weird, the why not. Just some stuff I pull together because I have nothing better else to do.
That's true.
And these two old guys like it because they don't do anything for the show but show up. So this takes me a couple hours to put this together.
Got to have our roles, Rock.
But would you try it? Carnival Cruises and Van Leeuwen Ice Cream have teamed up to create a test flavor. Sunscreen ice cream.
Yeah.
Now it mixes vanilla, coconut, sea salt to mimic that beach taste and smell. Now it's not in stores yet. It's a test. But People Magazine tried it and said it's surprisingly delicious.
I can't do coconut.
This is on the heels of they now have breast milk ice cream out as well. Yes, they came out about 2 weeks ago. They got a breast milk ice cream flavor. Came out about 2 weeks ago. I'm like, what the heck?
Wow.
I don't know how that tested out, but that made the news about 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
I don't know if I'd try that. I mean, I've got suntan lotion spray on all the time out there. I don't know if I could I get it in my mouth with every once in a while.
Coconut makes me barf.
I don't mind coconut. I like coconut flavor.
It's awful.
Yeah, but I mean, So
you can't drink a pina colada?
No.
All right.
Nope.
All right. Sweet Tooth update.
Okay.
The Girl Scouts are rolling out a brand new cookie in January. It's called Exploramores. Now, it's their Rocky Road-inspired chocolate cookie with marshmallow and loaded almond cream filling. It's the latest edition, which, they like to refresh every few years to keep the sales up. I mean, they can't beat the Thin Mints.
No, you can't. But you had me at Rocky Road. I'm a Rocky Road ice cream guy. I like Rocky Road. I would try that.
The thing that irritates
Girl Scout cookies. I don't want it.
It's true. And that's a good point, Connor, because it irritates the you-know-what out of me at the office. When Cindy, Michelle, Janice, or Fred, Charlie, and the other Freds come to my desk and say, hey, Rock, my daughter's selling Girl Scout cookies.
Man.
And what do I say? No.
Yeah.
You make her come to my office.
I agree.
Knock on my door and sell them to me.
Yes.
It drives me nuts. For a guy, I was a Cub Scout, Weeblo, everything, right? I sold everything. I sold every ticket, whatever it was, paper route, the whole 9 yards. I think you parents are doing a disservice for your kid to sell the Girl Scout cookies.
Agree.
I know you want your kid to be the winner and all that other BS. That's great. But what they can learn, me as a proud parent of no kids, I know this area.
You know that for sure.
And we're proud you don't have kids. Rock, at that
but I
point.
can tell you, if I did, I wouldn't be selling Girl Scout cookies. My kid would be selling her own cookies.
Yeah, and I remember when we used to many years go door to door, and the mom and dad be at the sidewalk.
Oh, yeah.
They'd go door to door. It's great. They come up.
Yes.
And even at the stores, the parent, they're at the table. I'm like, I want the kid to come up and make the pitch. Or the moms are there and the kids there, and I'm like, I agree, because that's what we did.
Exactly. Even like if you go to the Safeway and they're out there.
Sure,
they are.
No.
All of our fundraisers.
You feel so bad, but when mom's like, excuse me, sir. No. Have the kids say, excuse me, sir. And then I'll buy them all day long.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm not buying them off the parent.
I will say, when we're at Wright Toyota, it's the time of at least the young gals come up and ask. I like that.
The cookies, the candy.
Mom and dad kind of stand back. Yeah, you go up there.
That's fine. You
and
can chaperone.
And if they say no, it's okay to be rejected.
Yeah, you need that.
God forbid.
We all need that.
Yes.
All right. Coming Easter, KFC is getting into the candy business with jelly beans. The flavors: fried chicken, sweet corn, and brown gravy, all designed to mimic KFC's comfort food.
Genders, taters, and gravy.
Maybe the sweet corn. I don't know about fried chicken. I mean, I love black jelly beans. That's my favorite.
I do too.
I love
They're
that.
the best.
They're the best.
I hate black licorice.
Oh, yeah, I
that.
love black licorice.
I
Threw
would
up in my mouth.
I would do the sweet corn. I'm a sweet corn fan.
I am too.
I would do that. The brown gravy. I would try it. I mean, I'd try them, but I don't see that happening.
So there's a viral question making its rounds.
Uh-oh.
What's the most expensive thing you bought and never used?
Oh, man.
I got to think about that.
I got a great story.
I think anything I bought that's expensive, I've used it because that's the reason why I bought it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd have never bought it.
I'm trying to. I can't think. The only thing that would even come close was when I bought a new car, and I had to return it like within a week because it was a lemon. The thing was just falling.
I've had that.
It was a bucket of bolts.
I've had that
That's
before.
the only thing that I can think.
Bought a car and had to take it back after 3 months
Yeah.
because it was.
Yeah.
They didn't disclose. It was in a wreck before I bought it.
Oh, you bought a used car.
Yeah, the facts just didn't match up with the facts.
So I've bought every gadget possible.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, I buy everything.
I can vouch for it.
You know, video games, whatever. I have everything, right?
Matter of fact, how many Roombas are you on now?
I'm on my second
Your
Roomba.
second
good one, anyway. But girlfriend and I had, we had gone through a little breakup, right? And we thought it'd be a really good idea one day, like, hey, let's go to Westworld. There's an RV show.
Oh.
So you remember this?
I remember this.
So we get there and we buy a six-figure.
Oh, yeah.
We buy a six-figure RV.
Wow.
A badass RV.
Wow.
Right?
And it was
awesome. And I was like trying to make a case. Yeah, I'll bring it to remotes. We'll do tailgating and Cardinal games, all that other BS. Well, we used it twice.
Whoa.
We got to Payson twice.
Okay.
Never went, we had to go to campground. I never went,
Sure.
in the woods and just, let the AC, I was.
You went to the plug-in camps?
We realized that we're not campers, right?
Okay.
So we had to sell it. And obviously, once you buy something and then try to sell it,
Sure.
you lose your ass.
Yeah, you did.
Mine was an RV.
Wow.
But we had the bus too, the party bus.
The Fanatics Express was great. I wish I still had that.
We used to
I had 325,000 miles on that thing. That thing was great, but it would break down a lot.
Yeah, well, you had money. You were making money with that.
On it. I still get people. I had the stripper pole in it, the music, stereo system.
I'm not getting on the stripper pole.
Well, it was a short bus, Jimmy. You would have fit right in. But, all right, stupid criminal of the week. Police in Canada busted a man for a DUI while driving a pink Barbie Jeep designed for kids. Yeah. The toy vehicle tops at about 5 miles per hour, but the cop caught up with him, I'm sure, jogging and gave him a ticket. So, a tech twist: Uber has started testing some cash payments in like cities like LA, Dallas, Orlando. So riders can still book through the app, but then you can hand cash to the drivers at the end of the ride. Now, drivers can opt in or drop out, but advocates say that that Uber is more accessible for people without credit cards. I find that hard to believe.
Yeah,
I would if I were
most
an Uber
people
driver.
are using credit cards more than cash.
We tip cash for our Uber drivers.
But if I was an
Yeah,
Uber
because then
driver,
they don't have to pay taxes on it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So we tip the
exactly.
cash.
Yeah, but I wouldn't really want a lot of
I'm
cash.
short on time, so I'm going to cut. I'm going to go to Connor. You'll like this one, the Geek Corner. Lego is releasing a new Death Star set for Star Wars. Yeah, it has 9,000 pieces, 38 minifigures, and stands nearly 3 feet tall. It costs $1,000. It's coming out worldwide on October 4th. So all you Lego fans, Star Wars fans, it'll be kind of something
How
cool.
many pieces again?
9,000. 9.
That
Wow.
music. What do you? As soon as that music goes off, I think of Darth Vader.
Oh,
All right,
absolutely.
2 more.
Okay.
This is coming to the United States. Public bathrooms in China now make you watch an ad before you get the toilet paper.
Oh no! I hope it's just a 30-second ad.
Yeah, you have to watch a short commercial. Hey, you know that all the advertising we're in almost every bathroom.
Yes, we are.
I know we are.
We're up here in Twin Peaks and all that, and then so what happens is you watch this short commercial, and then the dispenser releases 6 squares.
Oh man!
You want more? You got to watch another ad.
Oh no!
You know it's coming. If it's in China, it's coming here.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
Finally, reports say Hulk Hogan left behind about $5 million in cash and $11 million in Florida real estate. His son Nick is listed as a sole beneficiary,
Wow.
and his daughter Brooke reportedly asked years ago to be removed from the will.
Wow.
So his widow, Sky Daly, could claim part of the estate under a state law, but there's going to be some legal action. So stay tuned.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
No.
There you go, Hulk. We missed you, buddy. We missed you.
The Hulkster.
All right, that wraps up Roc's Man Vice. Of course, the sunscreen, the Barbie Jeeps, and how about the KFC?
I loved it.
Jelly bean.
My daughter, I remember she had that Barbie Jeep. That thing lasted about a good year.
Yeah.
She wore those plastic wheels
Wore
off.
it out.
I can see her right now going up and down the street in her Barbie Jeep. You know, with the other kids had their little Jeeps. You had G.I. Joe Jeep, you had Barbie Jeep. Yeah, you know, these bad boys get after it a little bit. But for some guy to be in that, talk about some therapy waiting to happen.
It's Canada. You know, Manuch, you played up there.
The Great White North.
Hey, I still have yet to step foot in that country.
It's great.
I want to go to Vancouver.
Oh, Vancouver.
You love it.
Fabulous.
You love Vancouver,
Fabulous.
Toronto's a very clean New York City. It's like the melting pot, clean.
It is.
Montreal is very French. Very French.
Yes.
It's gorgeous. It's beautiful, great food. The thing about Canada, there's no trash, no garbage. They keep things cleaned up.
They do.
Hey, sign up for the Pro Football Fan Pick'em. It's never late to sign up. It's powered by Twin Peaks and all 5 of the Valley locations. We're at the Camelback one today. You make your weekly picks. You try to beat us, and you can score prizes all season long. And there's lines. It's tough. It's a different platform than what you're used to. You get to pick a game of the week. You get extra points if you nail the tiebreaker. So hopefully you're signed up. If not, go ahead and sign up at fanpick'em.com. All right, the sports professor, Rick Horrow, will join us coming up in a little bit. And he'll talk about Adam Silver's plan to revamp the NBA All-Star Game, why the NFL TV ratings are exploding. We'll get into that. And if we have some time, the big moves in college NIL. But here's Laz with another ESPN 620 update.
It's time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Twin Peaks, ESPN 620 update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Arizona Diamondbacks knocked off the Giants yesterday afternoon to avoid the sweep in San Francisco. The D-backs have the day off today as they continue their road trip and head to Minnesota for the start of a 3-game set against the Twins. Arizona sits just 3.5 games back of the final National League wild card spot as they try to make one last push down the stretch. Over in the NFL, the Arizona Cardinals are gearing up for their home opener Sunday afternoon at State Farm Stadium as they get set for their Week 2 matchup with the Carolina Panthers. This update is brought to you by Twin Peaks. The Alvarez-Crawford fight is this Saturday. Superstar Canelo Alvarez will take on undefeated Terrence Crawford for the undisputed Super Middleweight Championship. The bout is live from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, and all 5 lodges will have it on.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with a perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
Summer is just around the corner. Is your roof ready for the monsoon season? Well, now's the perfect time to call State 48 Roofing for a free roof inspection. Don't wait until you're dealing with a leaky roof in the scorching heat. Protect your home today. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. Keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing, the #1 referred roofer in Arizona, proudly serving the Arizona residential and commercial markets for over a decade. Remember when things were built to last? Well, at Arizona Patio Furniture, we've been handcrafting premium outdoor furniture and custom cushions for over 15 years, right here in Phoenix, using 100% American-made materials. We build it, we sell it, we guarantee it with our exclusive 5-year-plus worry-free warranty. Visit any one of our 3 Valley showrooms or go to ArizonaPatioFurniture.com. Mention this ad for free delivery and setup in Maricopa County. Arizona Patio Furniture. Some things are still made like they used to be.
Attention golf lovers and putting enthusiasts. Are you ready to elevate your game? At Putting World, we've got cutting-edge technology that'll have you sinking putts like a pro. With high-tech simulators and expert coaches, you'll be on your way to mastering that tricky 6-footer in no time. Check us out at puttingworld.com. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a newbie who thinks a hole-in-one is just a fancy donut, there's a place for you at Putting World. Eat it, drink it, sink it. Putting World.
Craving sushi with a twist? Welcome to Roc Lobster, Chandler's vibrant and trendy sushi destination, where energy meets elegance. From bold wok-fire dishes to creative handcrafted rolls and cocktails, every bite brings the flavor. Every visit brings the vibe. Join us for lunch, dinner, or happy hour Monday through Friday, or even a date night. Find us at Price and Queen Creek in Ocotillo. That's Roc Lobster, where sushi gets social.
Time to talk about the business side of sports. Leading expert in the business of sports, author of the new bestseller, The Sport Business Handbook, host of Power of Sports, and architect of over 100 deals worth billions in sports, the sports professor Rick Horrow joins Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, time to bring in our guy, the sports professor, Rick Horrow. Nobody knows the dollars and deals behind the games better than Rick. How we doing today, big fella? What's going on?
I didn't understand I had a little bit of shaky transmission. Did you say the guy or the god? Which one was that?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it was totally. I apologize if you heard God, but by no means was it God. It was G-U-Y, guy.
Wow, there you go. You can spell. B. Thank you for the put down, and that's okay. I don't care. I'll go to the guy down the street. If I want KTAR, if I want the best in the business, if I want the legacy 620 for years, the leading information and sports talk station on the dial, bar none, you're the only one there.
Yeah, it took us 21 years to get here.
Right.
Yeah, but
we're back.
KTAR, stands for the Arizona Republic. So yeah. All right, let's start with the NBA, Rick. A shakeup. Adam Silver says USA versus World All-Star format is most likely going to happen. Maybe a Ryder Cup style round robin. How much juice can a format like that add to All-Star Weekend? We know it's not doing as well as I think they would like it to do.
Well, All-Star Weekend is a constant tinkering. Gary Bettman continued to work with the guys at NBC and others until he got it more right than wrong. I love the divisional formats and the 4-on-4, and then the final game. You still don't get all excited if the Metropolitans win, and maybe that's the reason why Adam Silver is thinking, well, if we can tinker with the format where we have international and domestic, and at the end of the day we have somebody to root for, maybe that's the way to replace the 214 to 213 games. It's kind of hard going to a betting source and saying, I'm going to take the under, but I'm going to take 420 as the under. You can't do that. It's not a game. And so I like the idea of tinkering. And let's remember that the NASCAR playoffs and the FedEx Cup all were kind of really hit with what are you doing until they got it more right than wrong. So these playoffs are a constant tinkering, and I think it's a good idea.
So Silver admitted to the fans yesterday that they're paying more to watch games across the streaming, the cable, and things of that sort. And then he pointed to some free broadcasts and highlights, and he said that it's a highlight league. What would that tell you if the commissioner's coming out just basically saying, all right, if you can't afford to watch us, just watch the highlights because we're a highlight league?
Well, I think what he's saying is that the bids and packages and rights fees in the future are going to be a combination of the full games for those of us over, 80 years old who choose to watch them all, and the highlight packages. And, you can't get the highlight packages unless you bundle all of the other program offerings in, and that means the full games. And so we all understand how important the highlights are, but we're going to be given a menu of not only highlights, but full games. You got to get both.
Rick, as far as, stick with the NBA, a couple of gambling issues going on with the NBA and college. Malik Beasley's being accused of some gambling issues in the NBA. Then you got 13 former college players who are being currently investigated. I don't know what kind of safeguards or what kind of, you can put up in reference to trying to track and kind of keep everything above board. But first of all, Adam Silver and the NCAA, do they have some major issues, or is this just going to be off and on periodically situations that we're going to see?
Well, I think the gambling industry needs to constantly reassess whether they're home free or not. I would argue they're not, but that is also to be anticipated. There's always the lower level situations of some of the early matches at majors or even lower tournaments in tennis where some of the players realize they can kind of get in from under this. You have strike versus ball calls. That's one of the reasons why the two Cleveland Indians turned we'll get back to you at the end of August into it may be a lifetime suspension, but certainly for the year. So this is not just basketball. This is going to be baseball and all other sports. And I think what has to happen is, as the gambling industry dominates, or at least has a profound influence in the games, you got to be vigilant. You got to protect the fact that you're constantly under scrutiny. And if you give up the notion that there is some integrity of the game, you have nothing. So that's really important.
So whose responsibility will the FBI/NCAA/NBA work with the FanDuels and all the other ones in unison to make sure that there's no shenanigans going on?
A lot of slashes, because there are a lot of shenanigans. The more shenanigans, the more slashes.
Interesting. Rick, my question for you is about college kids. And we've got a situation that is tied in that Manuch had mentioned with the NBA and also in college. Former Arizona State player, his name has surfaced in this as well. If you are a person who is getting some NIL money, but not a lot, is that the breeding ground for people to go after those kids? And if so, how can you stop it if you can?
Greed is part of human nature. I read that in a fortune cookie yesterday. Okay. And then I realized that is not only in a fortune cookie, but that's what drives the business. So I suspect it's not just the guys that are getting X amount of NIL money could be getting X plus. I bet you it's everybody. And so the constant policing is, let's make sure that we are so circumspect with how to catch people and so willing to put the hammer down when we do, that if everybody feels like they ought to earn some under the table, we're going to make sure it's going to be difficult, if not impossible, to make that money under the table. And I don't think it's as much as who gets what and how much more can you make. I think it's just a threat of if you do it, you're going to get caught. And if you're going to get caught, you're going to be suspended and fined. And I think that's the message that's got to prevail. And by the way, all the way up to ownership. I know we're segueing into Kawhi Leonard and Steve Ballmer, and I'm not ready to throw the book at Steve Ballmer because I'm a lawyer and we just began that investigation. But I think Adam Silver is saying we're going to have every forensic accountant and every lawyer that exists and know anything about how to do all of this, funneling it to other corporations and all, look at this. And if it's clean, fine. If it's not, we got a lot at stake here.
I saw, Rick, that Dana White's got this thing. I think it's called Zuffa Boxing, and it's like UFC. It's backed by Saudi money. He's got about 60 fighters already signed. Is there room for that? I mean, with boxing kind of not being like it used to, or is this going to be like maybe a short-term splash?
Well, I think normally there's no room for it. But if Dana White lends his name to anything, then you're going to figure out how to make room. You remember the kind of the slap league? That was stupid. But, Dana White had some name attached, so people take that kind of stuff seriously. At the end of the day, you could argue that this is exactly the time for it because, what do we have? We have, Mayweather and Tyson their cumulative ages are pushing 300, and they want to come back. And so the bottom line of all of this is it ain't your George Foreman, Ali, Leonard, Hearns, Hagler. Man, those were the days. I know you guys were, but children, except for Manuch, and he's not, he's nobody's child. But all of those, those guys are the reason why boxing is remembered by people. And of course, if someone does it the right way, maybe there's a comeback in it. And of course, let's remember also, there is still, whether we like it or not, boxing has had a regular place in the Olympics. And as long as that happens, it's not going to go out of style.
All right, you referenced Dana White. He is instrumental in the promotion of the fight Saturday night between Canelo and Crawford. I can't wait for that fight. By the way, you can watch it at any of the 5 Twin Peaks. They will indeed have the fight. So is he reaching out and starting, as you just talked about, to move in that direction, but only for premier fights? And will this be the most profitable fight in years?
Look at you, the old master with a little bit of subtle under the table promotion. Congratulations on that one. That was really good. Do we get a free drink at Twin Peaks? No, you guys are partners, so I get that. Is this a toe in the water, or is this a major jump?
Yeah.
I think that as long as there is an opportunity to make some money with organized promotion, he's going to be there. And frankly, the sport broadly defined is better for having him involved.
Rick, where are you heading this week?
I made a decision today, and I'm going to announce it, that after 56 years of golfing games, I am stopping my home opener streak. I'm going to sit my large ass down and watch it on TV. It is way too far to go. You guys beat up on the worst team in the league, so you guys feel like you're important. Here, we are now looking at a team that is all of a sudden figuring out whether they should tank and fire, and it's only week 1. And if I'm going to watch it, I'm going to watch it at home. So that's what I'm doing. And then the day before, it's Miami and South Florida. And, we're all in the playoff stuff all of a sudden. And I'm going to be watching Arizona State because, you guys should have won last week. And already college football takes center stage for me. But I'm ready for the playoffs, and it's only September 11, 12, 13, 14.
All right, we'll get working on that parking pass for the semifinal Fiesta Bowl. All right, we'll get that rolling.
Yeah, and then you come here, and the national championship is here. Wait till I find a piece of land and charge you for the parking on that. You're going to have to mortgage your 14th house.
It'll be all right. I mean, I'm getting you the spare room, or I'll get Duke's room, right? I can get Duke's room.
You get Duke's room.
Okay.
No, you can get Duke's room, but you got to clean it every half hour. You get.
See you next week, Rick. Thank you.
Bye.
That's Rick Horrow. Follow him on X at Rick Horrow. All right, we're looking for someone brave to take on one of the gorgeous Twin Peaks girls here at Camelback Twin Peaks.
Bryn
is going to be our contestant. So we are going to do Commanders at Packers, ASU Texas State, and then Panthers in town to face the Cardinals. So we'll need the win and score, or the winner and score of that one. So you'll get yourself a Twin Peaks gift card. What did we do last week? Where the results are gone. They're not here. I don't know who won or lost.
Matt Bailey won last week. I think it was last week. Matt Bailey won.
A few beers you'll be able to buy, as well as some great food with that gift card. So we'll take the fifth caller. 602-230-0620. That's 602-230-0620. We're out here at the Twin Peaks Camelback.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers bring more air for less money. Rust-free, USA built, backed by over 40 years of cooling expertise. Available now at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Tractor Supply, and Northern Tool. For more information, go to staycool-products.com. Stay Cool Products. Form, function, value. Get yours today and beat the heat.
It's time to make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for another Dos Equis Sun Devils watch party. ASU on the road at Baylor, Saturday, September 20th at Backyard Desert Ridge. This is your ultimate tailgate, elevated bar favorites, and the game on massive LED walls. At halftime, 25 fans get a shot to roll for dough for 10 grand. See you there, Sun Devil fans, all season long at Backyard Desert Ridge and Backyard Gilbert.
Leaders don't wait, they innovate. The next big leap is here. Real Time's Real Intelligence, RI. It's smarter, faster, and cleaner than any AI on the planet. It makes jaw-dropping images, 4K videos, Grammy-eligible music, research, code, everything in one place. Don't get left behind. The future is already here. Try RI now for free at tryrinow.com. That's tryrinow.com from publicly traded real-time media. RLTR. Try RI now.
All right, folks, here we go. 3rd and long, and your old underwear just got blitzed again. Sweaty, bunched up, riding high. That's a wardrobe malfunction, and you cannot coach through that. But hold everything. Chill Boys enters the game. Cool, breathable bamboo boxers, smooth as a perfectly executed 2-minute drill. I slipped on a pair and bam, total comfort in the pocket, even in the Arizona heat. I've called a lot of clutch performances in my day, and I'm calling it right now. Chill Boys is the MVP of underwear. We've all made the switch here at ESPN 620, and trust me, you should too. Head to chillboys.com, use code ESPN, and get 20% off your first order. That's chillboys.com. Folks, this is a game changer. You cannot afford to fumble.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rose is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rose is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rose is the way to go.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Turner and Rose is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Are you ready? It's your weekly chance to challenge one of the beautiful girls from Twin Peaks. It's Peaks Picks. The Twin Peaks girls are the essential ingredient to the perfect lodge experience. Each week, our girl next door Twin Peaks contestant takes on an ESPN 620 listener for 3 games. Get the most picks right. Win a $25 man card for one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations: Scottsdale, Phoenix, Glendale, Tempe, and Deer Valley. Now, time for Peaks Picks.
All right, we are out here at the Camelback Twin Peaks. Roc and Manuch with you. We got Lexi, who is going to be challenging. Connor, who are we challenging today?
We have Jose from Phoenix.
Jose Phoenix. Okay. All right. So, Lexi's how it works. We got 3 games. Okay. We're going to do the Thursday night game, which we're going to have everybody come in tonight to Twin Peaks to see you, Commanders and Packers. Then Saturday night it's Arizona State and Texas State in Tempe. And then Panthers, Cardinals on Sunday. So where are you from, originally?
Born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Mountain View in Mesa.
Okay, and are you a sports fan at all?
I love football.
Who's your favorite team?
I have to say the Commanders. Sorry,
Is it really?
everybody. Yeah.
What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. You're allowed to be.
I don't know. I've gotten a lot of hate so far this season, but we'll see.
Hate. We don't need any hate in the world.
No.
All right. All right. So speaking of that game,
Yes.
I guess I know who's going to win.
Yes.
You're going
Commanders.
with the All right. Who does Jose go with?
Jose also went with the Commanders.
Oh, see?
Woohoo.
Yeah.
All right, then, and by the way, congratulations, you're Miss Twin Peaks Camelback 2025.
Oh, that's right. Nice.
Wow.
So
royalty here.
So we had we had Lauren on last year after she won the whole Twin Peaks
The
deal
whole
from
show.
Deer Valley.
Yes, she did.
So did you have to go to Nashville or do that, or how did that all work?
This past year, we went to Miami.
Miami, okay.
Yes.
Was it fun?
It was a fabulous time. The weather was amazing. The girls were amazing. It was a fabulous time.
Good experience.
Oh, yeah. 10
All
out of
right.
10 recommend.
Congrats.
Oh,
you got the top dog today, Manu.
Yeah, the glasses are working.
Yes. All right, game 2.
It's things you have to recognize once in a while, Rock.
Yeah.
All right, Arizona State versus Texas State Saturday night, Sun Devil Stadium, Frank Cushfield. Which way are you leaning, Lexi?
I'm gonna have to go with my gut on Texas State for this one.
Ooh, go with the gut. Okay.
Yes, I'm gonna have to. Even though I do love my Sun Devils, I'm gonna have to go with Texas
Okay.
State.
All right. Connor, which
you're gonna
way?
make a lot of fans on that one.
Where did
Everybody was all excited
Yeah, I
about
know,
Miss Twin Peaks 2025.
All right, Connor, which way is Jose picking?
Jose did go with Arizona State.
All right. Now Carolina Panthers on Sunday will be in town out there at in Glendale, Westgate, where there's a Twin Peaks, facing the Cardinals. All right, who's going to win and the score, Lexi?
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna have to go with the Cardinals.
Okay.
The score, I'm going to say 24 over 20 Cardinals.
24-20.
24-20.
Yeah.
Ooh, close
We'll
one,
see, we'll
Lexi.
see.
All right, what's Jose got?
That was actually pretty close. Jose had 24-10 for the Cardinals.
Oh, okay.
Good stuff. So how long you been here at Twin Peaks? How long you been working here?
Been working here a year and 9 months.
And you're behind the bar. I saw you behind the
Yes.
bar. Okay, so
Bartender.
happy hour gets going here in about 10 minutes. Tell us what happens during happy hour.
During happy hour, we do have $2 off all 22-ounce beer drafts. We do have some specials today going on as well. We have $6.50 Blue Moons, $6 Coors Light, $6.50 Mother Road Tower Station IPA, and $8 Pick Your Own Mule. So we have a classic mule, Irish mule, Kentucky, Crown Apple, whatever you want, you can have it for $8.
So when is Miss Twin Peaks Camelback working normally? When can people come visit you?
I'm always here on the weekends, usually for game days, so you can come see me then. But yeah,
All right.
Thursdays, Fridays, Saturday, Sunday.
That's Lexi.
The schedule.
That's good stuff, Lexi. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you,
job.
Lexi.
Appreciate that. So that's Lexi here at Twin Peaks Camelback. So come on out here and join her. As she mentioned, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Sunday. So she's here, and you can check her out at the bar right now. So if you want to come out and join us, we'll be here till 4 o'clock. Real quick, on this day back in 1985, Pete Rose passed Ty Cobb with his 4,192 career hit, becoming baseball's all-time leading hit master. And then 2009, Patriots wide receiver Randy Moss caught 2 passes in Tom Brady's comeback game after missing all of 2008 with that torn ACL. And, of course, it goes without saying, 24 years ago today, the Twin Towers fell in New York. And, of course, Pentagon was attacked, and the passengers that forced the terrorists to crash United Flight 93 into that field in Pennsylvania, which we all remember where we were, and our thoughts and prayers continue to go out to all the service members and family members
First
and everyone
responders.
else, first responders. And the Cardinals, back in 2015 on this day, they unveiled the memorial for Pat Tillman, if you remember. Of course, he enlisted in the Army and was influenced by what happened there on 9/11. So if you go to a Cardinal game there at Westgate, you see that unbelievable memorial of Pat Tillman.
You know, it's interesting. Just to this day, I had the kids that week, getting that prepped. The alarm clock goes off at 5:45. Excuse me, it heard, and I had the news on. I think I had 6:20 on it, as a matter of fact, that the first plane hit the tower. So I get up, turn the TV on, go wake the kids up. So, all right, guys, I start getting ready. Got to get out of the house. So I go back to the bedroom, got the TV on, and that's when I saw the second plane hit live, because they didn't know if a small plane or large plane had hit the first tower initially. So you see the smoke, and then you're just kind of watching this going, wow, that's, one of the Twin Towers. And then all of a sudden you see the other plane come around the bend there and go right into the second tower, and you go, this is totally terrorist. I mean, it was like surreal to see that plane coming at it. And at that point, I was working at Motorola at the time. I got the kids ready, got them to school a little earlier, and got to Motorola, and they went into a kind of a quasi lockdown because of terrorism and all that. So all the semiconductor facilities, General Dynamics, a lot of the plants that create a lot of missiles and bombs or whatever, went under a lockdown, or a double security whammy, if you will, as far as everything going on there for a good 2 or 3 weeks. I know Lori, she's flying for Southwest. Planes were grounded, a lot of you folks remember, for about a good 3 or 4 days. So I guess of all places to be stuck, they were stuck in Las Vegas. So they were there for 3 or 4 days before life kind of got back to normal within a 3 or 4 day period. Very, very sad day.
Yeah, I was working at Channel 3, and being at a news station when that all happened was quite interesting. And they told us to go home.
Did they really?
Yeah. So I was in the sales department,
Sure.
not like I was doing sports.
So there wasn't a lot going on around the United States as well,
so
too.
There's nothing wrong with my mic.
Yeah.
Whatever Manuch did to it. I don't know why he always has to touch the mic when the girl comes on.
Well, I turned her up.
No sense. But why do you touch mine?
I'm just making sure you're balanced
I don't
over
get
there.
it. It drives me.
Well, what happened? We had
nuts.
She was so close. Your mic was over modulating with her mic right there.
You don't know anything about this
Trust
stuff.
me, Sean Cressman did a great job teaching me.
Well, Sean's
Mike
not here
101.
anymore, so
that's why I'm taking over.
No,
It's
don't do that.
Quarterback thing. I'm taking control.
Hour 3's next. Talk a lot of Cardinal football next. Roc and Manuch, Twin Peaks Camelback.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com. If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620. It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Phoenix, located at 21st Street in Camelback. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, hope you're having a good Thursday afternoon. Roc and Manuch with you here from the Twin Peaks Camelback. Be here till 4 o'clock. Howard Balzer will join us coming up here in about 30 minutes. We also will have a pair of tickets. Let's just do that now. I have a pair of tickets, ASU Texas State, Saturday. Great seats. Fourth caller at 602-230-0620. 602-230-0620. So if you want to go to the game on Saturday, we got a pair of tickets thanks to our friends at Crest Insurance. So those are yours. If you are the fourth caller, 602-230-0620. All right, as we go around the horn here locally, we'll start with the Diamondbacks, and they are still alive, believe it or not, as they are 3.5 games back with 15 to go. So if they can win 12 of 15, they're in the playoffs.
I think that's going to be their number.
That's the number.
You got 9 interdivisional games. You got San Fran, the Dodgers, and the Padres. Not to mention the Philadelphia Phillies coming in for 3 games. So basically, Minnesota this weekend for 3, and you come back, take on San Fran for 3. Then the Phillies sprinkled in there, who will probably just be fine-tuning their lineup and their rotation, and then the Dodgers and Padres. The thing I look at is that they've settled on a rotation, a 5-man rotation. When you're looking to scramble to get it, why not just a 4-man rotation?
Who does a 4-man rotation?
Well, I mean, a lot of teams will go with the 4-man. If you're scrambling to make the wild card, I would look to go with the 4-man. I would pull Chrismet out of there.
There's a reason why you do this and not.
Well, I know.
You got that right.
Yeah, but seriously, Jimmy, right? I mean, what's he doing?
But Chrismet has struggled. He's been a spot star. They've got him in there. Guy that's come in. I would just fight Nelson, Gallon, Rodriguez. Repeat. And then if Chrismet's a guy that has to play, especially after Erod yesterday, how well he pitched, maybe he's getting it.
It's an anomaly.
Yeah, well, we hope so.
It's an anomaly. Come on, Manuch. Now he'll get his next start. He'll get blown up by the third
and that
inning.
might happen. But what I'm trying to say is that I would if I'm Troy Lavello, this is my opinion. If I'm scrambling to go and get into these playoffs, and I got to win, 10, 11, 12 out of 15, I'd go with the 4-man rotation. Go with your best guy, Chrismet. You throw him in there. Why?
Why are you so down on Erod?
Because the size of his contract, and he has not delivered except once in a while.
Okay,
and I'd agree with that, Rock. I'd agree with that.
Once in a while, what back in July? I mean, he's won his last 3 starts. He hasn't given up a home run in those 3 games. He's got an ERA combined of 3.77
in his last.
He has
3.
given up. It was 6 innings yesterday.
Yeah.
6 innings against the Red Sox. 6 innings against the Dodgers, and won all 3 of those games.
And that's
How
great.
Can you not give him some love? I mean, we can bitch and moan about the players that don't do well, but you got to give them the love when they do well.
Here's the thing. I think, and you got to give him credit for doing well yesterday specifically.
Well, the Red Sox and Dodgers, look at the 3 teams that he's had success against.
Yeah, okay, and let's hope he can continue because his record,
Take the 3 and
Rock, he was close to 6 ERA up until the last 3 weeks, okay? Got to call a spade a spade.
What have you done lately?
I get it.
You need him now. He's delivering now.
Okay, and let's hope he continues like Zach Gallen and Erod, that they can continue to pitch well. When Zach Gallen, aside from his last start, giving up those early runs, has done very well. Now, Erod, because they need him to do well.
He's had 1 bad outing in 5 starts.
Okay, but look at the other outings prior to that.
I don't give a you-know-what about the other starts 2 months ago.
Okay, Rock, to your point, we hope he's settled. We hope that Erod can continue.
You guys are making a case why he shouldn't be in the rotation.
No. We didn't say that.
We're just saying that he's not worth his money.
No.
He's worth his money right now.
Right now.
4 or 5 games he wins. There's no other pitcher on the staff that's doing that.
So, with that being said,
he's
Gallen,
your ace right now.
Okay, with Gallen and Rodriguez.
He's your friggin' ace.
Okay. I wouldn't say that. He's an ace. No way.
All right.
Gallen.
Of all people, Manuch, you're all about a box score.
Yeah.
The box score proves he's the ace right now.
He's finally.
What do you mean finally? He's never supposed to be the ace. He's always been a number 3.
I know that. But Zach Gallen's just right now, he's your ace. He's the horse you got to ride. My contention was, why is Chrismet in the rotation? I'd go with the 4. To your point, if Fott, Nelson, and Fott, Allen, and you got Rodriguez and Gallen in there. Those are your 4 guys you should ride for the rest of the year. You got 15 games.
Why you know these pitchers are used to a 5-day rotation.
Hey, sorry.
I mean, who cares?
You want
to work that way? This is baseball.
I'm
These
sorry.
guys can't go more than 6 innings.
You want to well, my routine is this versus you're scrambling your butt off to try to make a third spot wild card situation. If you're serious about this bad boy, you go with the 4-man rotation, you go with the best of best, and if Erod can be hot and Gallen can stay hot, then you use him. Chrismat has been a throw-in, and God bless him, he only lasted, what, 2.5 innings the other day? So you're going to chance it? I'd go 4-man if somebody's worn out or has to have their extra day off, whatever. This is a balling time, man. You got to suck it up, go with your 4 days versus your 5 days, and fight to even have a chance to get that third place.
The only way that would work, Manuch, if there's some days off. Now, you got a day off today.
Today you do.
But you don't really have that many day offs for the rest of the way. So you got to, and you're playing, like you said, these contenders. I don't know, Manuch. Baseball is a sport where, these guys are used to a routine. And these pitchers, it screws them up.
Let me tell you, for years, it was a 4-man rotation. Years.
Yes, it was years too when I played wiffle ball in my backyard.
Okay.
I mean, it's things have changed. You old guys, you gotta
Hey, don't include me in that.
Adapt to the way sports are now, not the way it was in the 70s, 80s. Because we all know they'd go 9 innings. It was great.
If they were in the wild card race, let's just say they made it.
We can't say that.
Yeah, I know that, and that's what I'm trying. My contention is go with the 4-man rotation so you have a chance to get in that third spot of the wild card.
Push these guys.
Absolutely.
Even though they may only last 3 innings or 4
well,
innings. They're not getting the rest
all
of
they do is they go 4, 5, 6 innings anyway. So what's the difference?
Look at Erod. He's gone 6 innings.
Oh, my gosh.
4 out of the last 5. That's a lot. This is August 19th.
Good
How
for
long
him.
ago August 19th was?
Yeah, and we were used to guys going 7, 8 innings on a regular basis.
When?
Up until 5 years ago.
Okay.
This whole metric thing.
I was
okay, the whole metric.
50.
Okay, but these guys go 5 or 6 innings. They throw 100 pitches, and then they got the relievers coming in, and then that's the whole thing. He should be able to go every 4th start if you're only going to go 5 or 6 innings. So that's my whole contention.
They should. Why should they?
Because that's all they're going anyway. They're going 5 or 6 innings as it is. They got 25
Maybe
relievers.
baseball is that way now. These guys.
I get it.
They only go 6 innings.
That's-
You are a starting pitcher. 6 innings.
Okay, good. I mean, it's like, okay, so you should be able to go
6 right now?
Absolutely, every 4th day. Then you should be able to take. You're not going 8 or 9 innings. If you're going if it's like going on a complete outings, 8, 9 innings. Okay, maybe an extra day, but they're not. They've got the relievers coming in.
Yeah, and it won't change.
Okay, all I'm saying is go with the 4-man rotation. You got your relievers. Moving on.
Let's call Tori.
Call him up. You got him on speed dial.
Well,
All right, Twins this weekend for the D-backs. Again, wild card chase. They're still in it mathematically. Tomorrow night, Wildcats prepare for Kansas State without tight end Tyler Powell. NAU looks to build around quarterback Ty Pennington. Of course, ASU Sam Levitt. He needs to rebound after a rough outing against Mississippi State. They got Texas State. So got some pretty good games. ASU's at home. U of A's at home. NAU's on the road. They got Southern Utah. And then, of course, the Cardinals. They cannot avoid any mistakes this weekend as Carolina has their number. I mean, Carolina is one of those teams that the Cardinals just have not had any success.
We had Michael Bankston on the show yesterday, and I asked him that when he was playing, is a team having your number a real thing? And he said, as a player, absolutely.
Yeah, Cards are 1-4.
Yeah. Well, everybody had
they do have their number.
Everybody had the Cardinals number when Michael Bankston was playing. 4-12, 4-12, 4-12.
Yeah, he's been on some bad Cardinals.
Yeah, he did.
But I know,
since Murray came into town in 2019, that's how you got to look at this. They're 1-4.
Yeah, and
it seems like Carolina's always on their schedule.
Yes, and you think about
they're a basketball team. Bryce Young, I don't know what his deal is. I thought he was going to come out of college and be a really good quarterback. He has not proved it yet. He still struggles.
Well, maybe Jonathan Gannon can exercise the demons. I mean, Kellen Moore was 4-1 against Jonathan Gannon when he was a offensive coordinator. Yeah, this is a game that the Cardinals should win. I mean, go 2-0 because of the schedule that they have. They need to win this game.
They need their defense to be on because if you watched any of the Carolina-Jacksonville game, Bryce Young, he dropped the ball 3 times. He fumbled. He threw 2 interceptions. If that defense could just get to him, rattle him, game over.
Yeah,
I think could win big.
And I think that's got to be a point of contention, which Jonathan Gannon talked about, his front seven, getting to Bryce Young and making sure Bryce Young doesn't run all over the yard and prevent their, the running game. You look at New Orleans, they average over 4.5 yards per carry against this front seven. It's front seven that you paid $1 gazillion for, Rock. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah,
all right.
a bunch of guys have been playing in the league for a long
Yeah,
time.
and they're getting paid quite handsomely. When you got Calais Campbell, who's one of the leading defensive lineman tacklers, says a lot that was a good pickup for him to come back and retire. But I think they're going to look for more improvement in stopping the run and keeping the pressure on Bryce Young.
All right. Speaking of the Cardinals, sign up for the Twin Peaks Gridiron Getaway. It's SoFi, Los Angeles, January 4th. Cards, Rams, 2 fans, 2 tickets, hotel stay, cash for travel. All you got to do is scan the QR code at Twin Peaks, any of the 5 locations, or just text Peaks to 59925. That's Peaks to 59925. Do it right now. Text Peaks to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. All right. Which NFL fans drink the most on game day?
Ooh.
It's not even close.
Wow.
And it will surprise you. But first, time for a little revenge as our producers, CC and Laz, we allow them to get out behind the glass and have a little payback. We call it the producer's payback. That's next. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B right here on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2. And, of course, we're on YouTube.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
Remember when things were built to last? Well, at Arizona Patio Furniture, we've been handcrafting premium outdoor furniture and custom cushions for over 15 years, right here in Phoenix, using 100% American-made materials. We build it, we sell it, we guarantee it with our exclusive 5-year plus worry-free warranty. Visit any one of our 3 Valley showrooms or go to ArizonaPatioFurniture.com. Mention this ad for free delivery and setup in Maricopa County. Arizona Patio Furniture. Some things are still made like they used to be.
It's a fact. Dietary fiber is essential for digestive health. But did you know there's a special type of dietary fiber that also lowers blood sugar and cholesterol levels? You heard me right. There's a special type of dietary fiber, the kind found in glucose-down drink mixes, that keeps blood sugar and cholesterol levels in a healthy, normal range. It's clinically proven, science-based nutrition, and it really works. Look into glucose-down drink mixes today. Go to myglucodown.com. That's myglucodown.com. You'll be glad you did.
It's time to make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for another Dos Equis Sun Devils watch party. ASU on the road at Baylor, Saturday, September 20th at Backyard Desert Ridge. This is your ultimate tailgate, elevated bar favorites, and the game on massive LED walls. At halftime, 25 fans get a shot to roll for dough for $10,000. See you there, Sun Devil fans, all season long at Backyard Desert Ridge and Backyard Gilbert.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Your phone controls your lights. Your vacuum has a mind of its own. And you're still yanking on a cord to open your shades? Really? Friend, it's 2025. Smarten up. Southwest Blinds and Shutters. Motorized shades are automated, sleek, and ridiculously cool. Schedule them, control them with your phone, or tell your smart speaker to handle it. Local, family-owned with over 30,000 homes served. Go to southwestblinds.com. Smarten up, Arizona, with Southwest Blinds and Shutters.
Seriously, even the vacuum is judging you. Watch out. It's time for Producer's Payback. It's time! CC and Laz are stepping out from behind the glass to stir up some fun with the guys. Some prizes, laughs, and a little chaos guaranteed.
But y'all don't say that.
Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and 98.7 HD2.
Let's round the boys up. Round the crew up.
All right, it's kind of embarrassing. I hate to say this, but we do this Manuch's Clipboard Report. We've been doing it for maybe 12, 14 years.
Oh, longer than that.
All right, maybe 21.
Yeah.
And it's never been sponsored. But our producers have this payback deal, and it's only been on for 1 week, and it's already sponsored by Biggs American Bar and Grill, right there at the P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex.
Good job,
we're there,
guys.
We're there every Monday now, and you can roll the dice for $10,000. This week it's Tampa, Houston. That's a game we'll do at 4, and then there's another game with the Rams and Raiders at 7. So that's Biggs there at the P83 across from the Peoria Sports Complex. So that says a lot that
boys are on it, man.
Have a sponsor.
I know.
And Manuch's Clipper Report.
I'm working on it.
You said.
I'm working on it.
Give me something.
Yeah.
You should pay for it with your quarterback club.
Well, you know what? If I work enough
or
jobs,
whatever it's called, quarterback university.
Oh, QB University.
Yeah,
QBU LLC. Let's
I don't
go.
know why we don't use that. All right, CC Laz, take it away.
All right, I'll kick things off over here with Manuch. We've got a quick little clip from this week. He delivered the most colorful play-by-play yet of Jalen Carter's Spitgate.
What do they call that? The clarity and the verity of the spit. He clearly went deep in the throat for that one. I mean, that was Loogie-esque. Loogie-esque? You like that?
Loogie-esque, Manuch.
Yeah, he went deep in that one, too.
You had all weekend to think about that one.
Oh, man.
Take it away, CC.
Oh, gosh. I love that one, Manuch. Just nothing like the colorful, deep loogie there. This is a fun one. As we know, sometimes Roc gets a little bit of a short fuse. This is another one of classic rants from Roc last week.
I got a nasty email from some lady who was so pissed off. It says, I don't like the new fan pick'em, so I'm not going to play. And I didn't do it, but I wanted to. And if you're listening, don't play. I could care less. It's free. It's free. I mean, we've been doing it for 20 years. And if you don't like the new platform because you can't figure it out, then go play another Pro Fit Pick'em. Yeah. I mean, you're playing for a $50 gift card. If you don't like it, don't play.
Yeah.
We're not going to lose any sleep, and we're not going to not be on the radio because you don't play our fan pick'em. The fact that you took the time out of your day to email me and bitch about the fan pick'em, fine. But I know why you bitch, because you don't like the new system. You don't like the new twist. You don't like the fact that you got to have spreads. You don't like the fact you have to pick a game. You get points on your tiebreaker, all that stuff. We made it harder. That's why you didn't like it. So don't listen to us. Don't email us. Go listen to someone else and go play someone else's fan pick'em.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it, for crying out loud.
Just can't stand when people just like, you think I really care? Really. Let me email Roc because I don't like his new fan pick'em platform. Well, then don't play.
Just
another. If she's listening, hell with that.
Did you feel better after that?
No, now I'm pissed off again because that email pissed me off.
I could tell.
Quality rant. I wanted to grab. If I could have grabbed that person through the email and just shook.
Yeah, you insult her intelligence, her emotional stability. I mean, I think you touched every base on that one.
I think you did really well on that rant.
That's an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. The only way you get a 10 out of 10 on the rant is if Roc ends up flipping a table or something.
Yeah.
Back to you, Matt.
And I'm glad I didn't. If I was at a bar, the swear words. I mean, I would have easily had.
That was a good
profanity.
chuckle, Roc. You had your A game on that one.
That was worth it. I was pissed.
All right, moving on here. We got a couple clips that might have given our Southern listeners a good laugh or maybe a reason to send some hate mail with these mispronunciations. Hit it, CC.
Quarterback boy, Fajita last year. Fajita.
Yeah, Fajita's what you eat.
Yeah,
5
that
touchdowns.
Struggled last season. Give me a fajita.
Now some others in the mix. Morgan Whalen. What's wrong with Morgan Whalen?
Morgan Wallen.
Morgan
I
Wallen.
was talking about the singer.
You're
Morgan
Waylon
Whalen.
You're Waylon Jennings.
Morgan Wallen's brother, Morgan Whalen.
No, who's the singer? Who's the country
The singer is
singer?
Morgan Wallen.
Wallen.
It was Whalen. I've never seen him live. I thought it was Whalen. I swear to God.
I don't even know who he is.
Who is he? He's a superstar.
Oh, he is?
Girls
Yeah,
all
he's
like
a big country artist. I would say he's
well, that's
probably
why I
Morgan
don't
Whalen.
know.
one of
Hey,
the top
country
It's
music.
not Morgan Whalen?
Wow.
No, Morgan Wallen.
Wallen.
Yeah.
Wallen.
I never knew that.
Wallen. Wallen.
Hey,
Well,
country,
Whalen, you can say it too.
Yeah, I guess it could go.
The L's silent.
there you go. Country music to me is like Big and Rich, Montgomery Gentry. That's country music to me.
All right, CC, back to you for one more.
Yep, the last one here. We'll wrap things up with a little bit of love as Manuch jokingly remind that he is Roc's longest relationship.
Yeah, we did it. We were national on the weekends. We were going 7 days a week.
Wow. All I can tell you is I really enjoyed listening to you guys in grade school. So, yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah.
On your transistor?
Yeah, my transistor radio.
21 years. Yes, that's a long time.
Congratulations,
with
Roc.
you, Manuch. Yeah, hanging out with you.
I'm the longest.
21. I don't know if it's a bigger deal. You being with me that long or me being with you that long? I mean, it's probably a combination of both.
All I can say is I'm the longest relationship you have ever had.
Boy, that's not.
Very
right.
true.
That's
true.
right.
21 years on the seventh.
Whoever said Roc had commitment issues? Come on.
Oh, yeah.
That's all for us today, fellas.
Touche, Connor.
I get that a lot, actually. All right. There's a survey that talked to more than 3,000 football fans about drinking habits. And we all know, most of us, when watching football, you watch your favorite team, maybe have a few beers when you're watching. But this new survey talked about drinking habits, and many of them might have been more honest than they are with their doctors. You go to a doctor,
Sure.
how many beers do you have a week?
Yes.
3. Yeah, whatever. Well, the fan base with the heaviest drinkers is, who would you guys think it is?
I'm going to go Buffalo Bills.
Okay, that's a good guess. I was going to go down that road. I'm going to go off the mark here. I'm going to say Seattle Seahawks. Go out of the box there.
The fan base with the heaviest drinkers, nearly 19% of the fans admit to downing 5 or more drinks on a game day, and they push the limits to drinking responsibly, is the Arizona Cardinals.
Get out of here. Are you
They were
serious?
number 1, followed by the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, okay.
The Texans, the Panthers, the Titans, Commanders, Chargers, New York Giants, Saints, and Jaguars. If there's something, all those teams aren't good. Think about it. Only the Buffalo Bills, and you can make an argument maybe the Chargers and Commanders, but Saints, Jags, Panthers, Titans, Giants.
Wow.
The fan base that binges the least on game day is the Packers. This is bull. Only 3% of Packer fans have 5 or more.
Oh, that's
beers.
a lie.
Hey, man, they have cheese.
They're in the parking lot
Now, the
6
Seahawks,
hours before the game.
6 hours
Seahawks.
there all night, all day.
Seattle fans drink the second least, followed by the Steelers, Dolphins, Patriots, Chiefs, Bears, Colts, Lions, and Jets. If you're curious, the Cleveland Browns fans are the 20th heaviest drinkers of the 32 teams, which is a little surprising.
Yeah.
Because, it's the Browns.
I would think that so the Seahawks fans can be that loud without being that liquored up, I guess.
Apparently so.
They're smoking pot.
Well,
they're up in Seattle.
Well, they have
I'm going there next. I'll be there next week. 2 weeks. Yeah.
Make sure you get a nose hit.
What's a nose?
What's a nose hit?
You're sitting in the crowd. It's floating around. Nose hit.
Well, secondhand smoke.
Is they call it nose hit?
Nose hit, man. Yeah.
Northwestern.
Yeah. When I would go skiing, you're on the chair headed up to the top of the mountain, and guys are puffing away in front of you. You get that nose hit because it blows back to you.
Do you get a little contact high there,
straight,
Jimmy?
man. You got it.
Do you really?
Yeah.
In the room, you're high.
Oh, man.
I still can't believe. Now, I will tell you, Cardinal games, there are some.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It is not a place you want to take your kid.
I would agree with that.
Because
going way back.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I got to tell you, Jimmy, it's not good. I mean, I've been to Raiders, Philly, New York. I've been to everywhere. And I got to tell you, Manuch and I have known a couple people that have had season tickets, and they had to get rid of their season tickets because the people around them were so obnoxious.
Okay.
And, hey, Cardinal fans, love you. But some, not all of them.
Yeah.
But the fact that this poll had them at number 1,
that's
makes sense. After I know when I go to University of Phoenix Stadium or State Farm, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, only 1 in 5 admit they have 5 or more drinks during a game. That's during the game. This isn't what you're doing before the game.
During the game.
Wow. And if you're buying those big pounders, that's 2.5 beers anyway. So you take a few of those,
Yeah, I remember last year went to the last 2 years going to the San Francisco game watching Brock.
Yeah,
I'm like, wow. It's gotten to that point of, are you really going to say that to so and so? And they're looking to fight. I'm like, this isn't a. I mean, you're talking about the Raider crowd. Raider fans can be obnoxious.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the Cardinal
black
fans,
hole, yeah.
they've taken. I'm like, are you kidding? Matter of fact, found out recently here some of those fans that sit in front of our good buddy Stump's seat at the he's at Wright Toyota. They eliminated them because they were so obnoxious.
Wow.
They had a bunch of complaints, and they're the ones like down on the field, those real nice ones.
Yeah.
They said, no more. You're out of here. Or I think they might have bumped them up if they wanted.
Every fan base has
yes, I get it.
Their niche.
Yeah.
And some niches are better than others. But, yeah, I just
be responsible. Don't be idiots.
It's just and it seems like it's that lower level between the end zone to like the 20.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The 25.
Yeah.
It's that crowd. That's like
here's the
price
thing that
difference changes.
Here's the thing that really bothered Lori and I was these two guys had their kids with them.
That's the thing that I don't understand.
And these kids were flipping fans off as well. These were 10, 11. Oh yeah. And we just went, are you kidding me? Your kids? I said, so are these? Is this our next generation degenerates that are coming up right here?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Right. And NFL insider Howard Balzer will break down what went wrong. If you would think things went wrong, it was a W against the Saints. But we'll talk about Kyler's up and down performance and what this team needs to do to make sure they do not go 1-6 or 1-5 against Carolina. But here's Laz with our latest Twin Peaks 620 update.
It's time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Twin Peaks ESPN 620 update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Arizona Diamondbacks knocked off the Giants yesterday afternoon to avoid the sweep in San Francisco. The D-backs have the day off today as they continue their road trip and head to Minnesota for the start of a 3-game set against the Twins. Arizona sits just 3.5 games back of the final National League wildcard spot as they try to make one last push down the stretch. Over in the NFL, the Arizona Cardinals are gearing up for their home opener Sunday afternoon at State Farm Stadium as they get set for their Week 2 matchup with the Carolina Panthers. Make sure you get in our Twin Peaks Gridiron Getaway. Your chance to win tickets to Cards at Rams in LA, hotel, and travel cash. Plus, the runner-up wins a $500 Twin Peaks Big Game Party. Just scan the QR code at any of the 5 Twin Peak lodges or text Peaks to 59925 to enter.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with the perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Hey, Manuch here. As a former NFL quarterback, I've taken a few hits, but nothing worse than bad underwear. Sweaty, itchy, riding up. Now that's a daily sack nobody needs. The crew at Cho Boys sent me their boxers and boxer briefs, and I'm telling you, these are the real MVP. The bamboo pairs, game changers. Cool, soft, breathable, like calling the perfect audible for your lower half. Even out in this Arizona heat, Cho Boys keeps me comfortable and focused. I've swapped out the old gear. Now I'm Team Cho Boys, and the whole squad at ESPN 620 is too. Try one pair, you'll feel the difference. Hit up choboys.com, use code ESPN, and get 20% off your first order. That's choboys.com for underwear that protects the pocket and keeps you cool in crunch time.
Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Biggs America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4, right in P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue in Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000 Mondays. Biggs Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. You can join the movement to end hunger by donating, volunteering, and advocating. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
He's been covering the National Football League for close to 50 years. A longtime NFL writer, broadcaster, and co-host of the Pro Football Hall of Fame show on SiriusXM. A Hall of Fame voter, Howard Balzer. Now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
Snap to Murray. He's going to throw. Looking left. Now fires left side in the end zone. Harrison caught it. Touchdown Cardinals. The first touchdown of 2025.
All right, Saints, Cardinals. We'll recap that, then look ahead to Carolina on Sunday as Howard Balzer joins us now here on the Right Toyota Guest Line. All right, Howard. All right, a win's a win, but the Cards only managed, 20 points, 276 yards of total offense against a pretty bad Saints team. But what do you think stood out to you with this offense inability to basically finish drives? That was a challenge.
Yeah, it was disappointing at times, no question about it. I think one thing, though, is it's always interesting, you guys. All we hear all summer is that the defenses are probably going to be ahead of the offenses in the beginning of the season. And then when it happens, everyone goes nuts and say, well, gosh, what's wrong with the offense? And so I think there's a certain amount of that, especially when you have offensive lines really playing football. All of them are playing football for the first time in a long time, but especially offensive lines that, need the continuity. And, I was looking around the league, guys. There were two high-scoring games, obviously. The Sunday night game, both primetime game. The Sunday night game, not a primetime game, and then the Jets wasn't the Jets and the Steelers. But there were 13 teams in the NFL this past week that scored fewer than 20 points in games, and 3 games had both teams with under 20. And so I think that's one of the things that happens. Obviously, you want to improve from it, but I've always thought that the NFL is the overreaction league king of all. And certainly I know, people get concerned about this and that, but we have to let it play out. And so I think that's one of the keys. And, you mentioned New Orleans being a bad team. That defense has some players. I mean, that defense has some pretty good players, and as always usually happens, they did some things that the Cardinals weren't expecting, and at times they did well with it, and times they didn't. And so you just now hope for improvement in week 2 as they're home against the Panthers.
And Howard, don't you think that is the new NFL, at least the first 4 or 5 games of the season, because of the lack of playing time in the preseason and the lack of, playing preseason games? There's only 3 guys hardly play that. A lot of teams, you'll see the good, the bad, and the ugly. I just don't know, as far as what you think, after the first 4 or 5 games, do you really know what you have or don't have?
Well, you know a lot better than you did on week 1. And so obviously patterns are emerging and developing. And so, but there's no question, I think it takes some time, especially for offenses to really, to get into rhythm and to be comfortable with a lot of things. And, then all of a sudden you have you're driving the ball and all of a sudden you get a sack, or all of a sudden you get a penalty, or you get one of those things that seems to, happen. It happened a lot last year to the Cardinals in those, in those situations. You like to be more consistent, but every team says the same thing all the time. Oh, we'd like to be more consistent. But what does consistent mean? I mean, you can score on every drive. I mean, that's obviously unrealistic. And so that's kind of the way it is. But I think, like you said right at the top of that question, it is kind of the way it is in the NFL right now. And it does take, some of that time. It was good to see, obviously, the big play between, to Marvin Harrison Jr. There was another one that was just a little bit off, that was overthrown. And, Harrison was bumped a little on the play, which kind of took him off his route a little bit. And if that one had hit, everyone would be going berserk, and because that one might have been a very, very long touchdown. So I think overall, like you said, a win is a win. It's what everyone expected. Maybe a little more difficult than some people thought, but you go into New Orleans, no matter who they got on week one in that environment, come away with a victory is a plus.
How interesting how Jonathan Gannon kind of broke the game down. And to your point, he talked about the front seven of the Saints, the pressure, the 5 sacks. They really played well. And then he talked about his front seven, how they need to improve and close out. I sense he was a little frustrated with only the 1 sack and giving up the runs that they did with his front seven. But he did compliment that New Orleans front seven. It seems like he expected a lot more, even with the first game with their front seven, that being the Cardinals.
Well, they got hurt, by Rattler running, and some of that was, by design from the Saints, but some of it might have been a little unexpected. I think overall, if you look at the running back numbers for the running backs, or the rushing numbers for the running backs, it was actually pretty good. But they came out and they threw the ball a lot. They were throwing underneath. I mean, heck, Rattler had 47, 46 or 46 pass attempts, which was one of the highest numbers in the NFL, and he was getting rid of the ball quickly. And, I thought at times there was some pressure there, and Josh Sweat had a few times where it looks like he won his one-on-one battle, but just couldn't get to Rattler, who did a pretty decent job of stepping up in the pocket and getting rid of the football. So, those are the things that you always have to deal with, in the NFL. Yeah. And you like some takeaways. I mean, this was really a story of last year. And it was a story in the game they played against the Panthers last season when they lost in overtime. No takeaways. I had checked this out once. I forget the exact number, but I think there was almost 7 or 8 games last season where the Cardinals did not have a takeaway.
Correct.
And that was the case again on Sunday. Certainly there was the play by Will Johnson that looked to be an interception and kind of a borderline illegal contact called on Max Melton that wiped that out. But those are the winning stats in the NFL, or those are takeaways. Obviously, from the Cardinals standpoint, at least they didn't have any turnovers, which is of course always a plus. And they won a 1-score game. You go back and so much focus has been on the end of the season and how it didn't go well for the Cardinals, which is obviously it happened. But of the 5 losses down the stretch after the bye, 3 of those losses were 1-score games. And those are the ones that if you're going to be there at the end, truly competing for a playoff spot, you have to win those 1-score games. And this one was a 1-score game, and we'll see if that ends up being a trend, because that's one of the most, I think one of the most common stats numbers in the NFL is the teams that win 1-score games, or at least win more than they lose, usually are in pretty good position at the end of the season.
Howard Balzer's our guest on the Wright Toyota guest line. Howard, yesterday, Michael Bankston, former player for the Cardinals, was on the show, and I asked him if when he was playing, did teams have your number? And he started chuckling, and he said, absolutely. So my question to you is, 1-4 against the Panthers, how the hell did Carolina get the Cards' number?
It's a great question. I just did a story. I don't think it's published yet on CardsWire.usatoday.com, but it's not just 1-4. I mean, it's 1-7 going back to 2014. That includes 2 playoff losses, and one of the worst playoff losses in NFL history when the Cardinals lost to the Panthers 49-15. But yeah, they have a number. There's no doubt about it, especially in recent seasons. And there was the one last year that went into overtime. The Cardinals came back from a big deficit, to get close, then tied the game on a 58-yard field goal, and then gave up 2 huge runs in overtime. They've done actually a decent job. Jonathan Gannon referenced it yesterday about, the 152 yards that Hubbard had in the game. Well, guess what? 49 of them came on 2 straight plays in overtime after, the Cardinals couldn't score when they had their chance, a 28 and a 21-yard run for a touchdown. So, and then he had a 7-yard run earlier in overtime. So before that, he had 96 yards. Certainly you don't want to give up 96, but the guy's a pretty good runner. So, my point is, it continues to happen, and who knows why. Hey, guys, I went back in time, not that far. You guys probably remember 4 seasons ago, when the Cardinals played Carolina at home, and they haven't been very good at home against the Panthers either. When they played the Panthers at home, a week after Colt McCoy had started against the 49ers, after Kyler Murray got hurt in that Thursday night game against the Packers, and they beat the 49ers, and McCoy was on fire. And I remember people saying, oh, man, he should be the quarterback instead of Kyler Murray. Right? Well, in that game against the Panthers, before they could turn around after 2 possessions, it was 14-0, and they lost the game 34-10 at home.
Yeah.
And so it's just, I don't know if you can explain it, why it happens, but I think this team obviously is very aware of the things that have happened, including, that game last season where once again the quarterback hurt him. It wasn't only Hubbard. I mean, Bryce Young had runs a 23-yard touchdown and a 34-yard run in that game. So a lot of teams have to deal with that now, of how to defend a running quarterback. And that hurt him at times last week with Rattler, and they've got to be mindful of that this week against Bryce Young.
All right, time for Howard Balzer's H-bomb, where he drops the bomb on an NFL favorite of 6.5 points or more, predicting the underdog will cover or win the game outright. And he is 4-0. Last week was the Cowboys plus 8.5 with Philly. Dallas covered. So, with that being said, Howard, where are you going this week, week 2 of the NFL season?
It's interesting, and I got the win last week, as you mentioned, and I didn't like the games very much. This week, there's only 3 games, and the Cardinals are in there again, by the way, as one of those favorites of 6.5 or more. We have Baltimore, 11.5 over the Browns. The Bills, 6.5. That's on the road over the Jets. And then the Cardinals are 7 over the Panthers. I don't know how you can trust the Browns, even though there were some players on the Browns that came out and said, we're being disrespected by being that big of an underdog. Well, you're not a very good football team. Now, the Ravens, of course, have to rebound from that loss to the Bills on Sunday night. But as we get ready to drop the bomb, I'm going to go in a direction probably you guys don't expect, but I am dropping the bomb. Are we ready to let it go? I am dropping the bomb on the Buffalo Bills.
Wow.
I think the Jets, with the way they played against the Steelers, I mean, they lost. I mean, everyone's talking great about Aaron Rodgers, and obviously it's deserving, but they don't come away with that win unless their kicker, Chris Boswell, makes one from 60 yards to win the game. So I think the Jets are going to play a very good game. Justin Fields played well. The Bills are having to come down to earth a little bit after that crazy game against the Ravens, but they're going on the road. They're not in front of their home fans in Buffalo, and I say the Jets are going to make that a close game.
I did the same thing. I took it on Fan Pick'em. I took the Jets. Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
All right, Howard. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Talk to you next week.
You too, guys. Look forward to it. Take care.
All right, he got the Jets to cover in the H-bomb. So there you have it. Howard is brought to you by All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company, where your career can take off. They're hiring now, dispatchers, drivers, and more. Steady schedules, great benefits, and a 401k match. So visit allcitytowing.com. That's All City Towing, where your future is on the move. All right, you're here from Charlie Ragle and his prediction on Sam Levitt next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Twin Peaks Camelback.
Who wants to hit LA? Sign up for the Twin Peaks Gridiron Getaway, powered by Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Grand prize, 2 tickets to see the Cards at the Rams January 4th at SoFi Stadium, hotel at the Westin LA, and a $500 Visa card. Runner-up scores a $500 big game tailgate at Twin Peaks for you and 9 friends. Scan to score at Twin Peaks or text PEAKS to 59925 to enter. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views, and football dreams.
Crest Insurance is about more than providing coverage. It's about creating your safety net, personal, reliable, and supportive. We offer access to a national network of trusted carriers. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, we're here to help with a personal touch that's close to home. With Crest, you're not only protecting what matters most, but also helping to build stronger, more resilient communities. Crest Insurance, service you can count on.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers.
From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers bring more air for less money. Rust-free, USA built, backed by over 40 years of cooling expertise. Available now at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Tractor Supply, and Northern Tool. For more information, go to staycool-products.com. Stay Cool Products. Form, function, value. Get yours today and beat the heat.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Hey, it's Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, trusted across Arizona for helping injured people after serious car wrecks. And I'm Sean Forrester, managing attorney at Lerner & Rowe Law Group. We may sound alike, but Lerner & Rowe Law Group is a completely separate firm focused solely on criminal defense. We handle serious felonies, DUIs, and misdemeanors with decades of courtroom experience. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group now at 602-977-1900.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
There's never been a better time to experience Sun Devil football.
Pressure coming. Levitt throwing for the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Jordan Tyson. The Levitt to Tyson connection clicks again.
Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action, tradition, and unmatched atmosphere at Mountain America Stadium this season. Get your Sun Devil football tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
It's the Lerner & Rowe One Call That's All call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner & Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Listen, I'm gonna go on record here today and tell you I believe Sam Levitt will have his best game of the season thus far on Saturday night. I truly believe that. I'm excited for Sam to get back out there. I think our whole program, our whole team believes in Sam. I don't even think that's an inkling of a doubt that Sam is going to play his very best game on Saturday night.
I love Charlie. That's not that big a prediction. I think a lot of people.
He really went out on a limb on that, didn't he?
I hope he's right. I mean, I think some fans would like to see a rebound there after last week. That's our Lerner Rowe One Call. Brought to you by Lerner Rowe, of course. Interact, need a check, make one call. That's all, 602-977-1900.
Not that Sam Levitt doesn't have any confidence, but every once in a while, I think he needs to settle in for his own mental capacity. Like, look, I can do this. He knows he's been struggling. He's admitted it.
But
so
he's got to get this figured out because
he does.
They're at Baylor next week.
That's it. You got it.
They got Baylor, and then they got Utah coming up. They've got a tough road to hoe.
Utah may win the Big 12. All right. Let's get to what's on tap, brought to you by our friends here at Twin Peaks. The Alvarez-Crawford fight this Saturday at all 5 locations, coming to you live from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. So if you're into the super middleweight championship, the undisputed, that's Terrence Crawford, who's undefeated, then you want to watch him against the superstar Alvarez. So, all right, coming up on the mothership at 6 o'clock, the Big Red Rage. You want to check that out. Tomorrow, the D-backs will be on the mothership, of course, starting at 4:30, 5:10 D-backs first pitch. And then Saturday, they'll go on again, 3:30 pregame, 4:10 on the mothership. And here on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, it is the State of the Sun Devils pregame, followed by the ASU pregame show. And 7:30 first is the kickoff, I should say, between ASU and Texas State. That'll all start right here on ESPN 620 at 4:30. And then pregame for the Cardinals starts at 8:30, 98.7, and then I'll go all afternoon into the Cardinal game. And then that means that the D-backs will be on here, ESPN 620, with the pregame at 10:30, first pitch at 11:10. Tonight, it is prime time, Amazon Prime, that is, 5 o'clock. With Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit, the Packers hosting the Commanders at Lambeau Field. ESPN's computer pick, the Football Power Index, has the Packers taking down the Commanders. They did the simulations deal and with the computer model, and they had the Packers 59.2% chance of winning.
All right, guys, our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. Arizona's #1 referred roofer, serving Valley homes and businesses for over a decade. Get your free quote today at state48roofing.com. You can follow them at #SexyRoofStatus. Again, go to at Roc and Manuch on X. What must ASU do this year to be considered a top-tier football program? Number 1, win the Big 12 again. Number 2, make it to the playoffs. 3, both of the above. Again, just go to at Roc and Manuch on X and put your vote in. Win the Big 12 again, make it back to the playoffs, or both of the above. Connor, which way did everybody lean on this one?
We had 50% go with win the Big 12 again. 25% went with make it to the playoffs, and 25% went with both of the above. But it seems like a majority would like to see them win the Big 12.
Yeah, and I think that's key. Win it again. Don't be a lot of folks are going, well, were they the one-hit wonder? They dropped out of they go from number 12 out of the top 25. And that's been kind of that, well, can they do it again? And if you're going to be considered a top-tier program, which I think they are and they can be, you got to prove it. Year in and year out. When you look at the top 10, they're typically vying for a conference championship every year. And I think, Jimmy, you mentioned this earlier, there's probably a good 3 teams that could vie for the Big 12, that being ASU, Iowa State, Baylor could be.
Baylor's in there.
Baylor in there. But I think
Utah's in there.
You got to win with it, with the group of guys you have, with your star quarterback come back. I think to be considered on a national basis, I think we all realize that, especially those east of the Mississippi, that the issue is back into a top-tier program. But you got to prove it every year and win the Big 12.
You have to, and not only do you have to win it every game, you have to be a highlight reel as well. In other words, you get style points. And that's what, and unfortunately, that is now part of the equation when we get to the people that will make the decisions with the college football committee. Style points will indeed count.
And getting to the playoffs, you mentioned that when they vote on the top 12, you could win the Big 12, but you may have 3 losses. So if they're going to rank ASU and look at the style points, there might be teams with only 2 losses that don't win their conference.
That is correct.
i.e., as Southeast Conference, the Big Ten Conference. Who's the team that's got 2 losses, or who's the team that's got 3 losses, who they lose to, who they beat? So there's a lot of minutia that goes into that final voting.
I'm pretty interested in this, and I think many of you will be too. Netflix came out yesterday, and they said they're going to air a documentary called Who Killed the Montreal Expos? Do you recall they lost their franchise up there in Canada September 29, 2004. The Expos played in Montreal for 35 years. They were the Canadians' first MLB team.
Right.
And this is going to include a bunch of interviews with like Larry Walker and Pedro Martinez, maybe Randy Johnson. It's really, the preview looks awesome. They're going to go behind the scenes. Of course, if you're not aware of what happened to the Expos, they moved to D.C. They're now the Nationals.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think all of us growing up loved Dawson and Carter. And, it was
Pete Rose played for the Expos.
And didn't they eventually play their games in the Olympic Stadium?
Yes.
Is where they ended up playing their baseball games.
Yes.
That was one of the contentions with the commissioner at the time. I think it was Bowie Kuhn, and after Bowie Kuhn, whoever followed him, I forget. That they were like, well, the stadium doesn't fit. You're not getting the crowds. You guys start in April. It's still minus 95 degrees below zero. And there was a lot of negatives that came with it. But those teams, they were in the playoffs. The Rusty Staubs of the world.
Yep.
You talked about Gary Carter's of the world.
Yep.
Spaceship Bill Lee was there.
Rock Raines.
I mean, there were so many outstanding. Larry Walker.
Andre Dawson played for them.
It was almost as if I'm anxious to watch this because I wonder if these guys were forced to move, forced to sell because of all the circumstances surrounding
I think they were.
the lack of crowds
Yeah.
and what Major League Baseball was growing at the time. They were not meeting, but they were still going to the playoffs.
Hey, there was a story that broke today regarding the NCAA. They're investigating 13 former men's college basketball players from 6 different schools alleged sports betting violations. Arizona State was one of them. Of course, the AD came out and, all this minutia right now, betting on and against their own teams, sharing information, third parties, manipulating, scoring, all that. You hear that. Does it even faze you anymore?
Well,
is it like nothing to see here.
I know
because none of these players are with the school anymore.
Right, okay.
So how can they go back after these schools?
Well, because it could have affected outcomes, and they don't want that to continue to happen. And I will say
to stop it if
they got to figure out a way to stop
13
it.
players are no longer around.
So if you're going to play with fire, you're going to eventually get burned. And I think that we talked about this all being legalized and it happening, and how are you going to monitor these young men and women in college and pros? And I think that's the contention. How did it affect the game?
But there's no way you can penalize these institutions.
No, you can't. But they want to prevent that from happening. Matter of fact, they said the one thing they looked at were prop bets.
Yeah.
The prop bets were the huge key.
They're easy to manipulate.
They're easy to manipulate. So
over under 5 turnovers.
Yeah. Well,
take the over.
Is the first pitch going to be a strike or a ball? Yeah. Oh, the Cleveland Guardians. That's right. Yeah, they busted him on that one.
They did. Man, that sucks. But it's unfortunate that Arizona State's in the news for that.
Hey, tomorrow, guys, be a Wright Toyota. Mark May will join us. Eric Moses, Fiesta Bowl CEO Kevin Rowe, Scott Spreitzer, and James Jones promises me that he will join us. Promise me.
You're 0 for 3.
I know. He fell asleep twice on us.
James Jones will not be on tomorrow. The Packer.
That's a good jinx.
Raider.
That means he will show up.
Yeah, he will not be on. Hey, if you missed anything, go to rockandmanuch.com or just download the Arizona Sports app. We had a great interview with NAU head coach Brad Wright, Charlie Ragle from ASU, and Brandon Sanders from the U of A. Rick Horrow as well. You just heard Howard Balzer. All at rockandmanuch.com.